die from an overdose. Charlie was poisoned.
No other family should go through this. It's just horrific.
Go to safe.pharmacy. Use the free tool. Learn if the online pharmacy you're using is safe.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to RitchieLaw.com.
Get in the hole!
That's RitchieLaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. We are back to the summer heat. Hot and sticky out there this afternoon with a high of 92, but no storms today or tonight. We'll see a low of 70 tonight. Now that changes tomorrow. It's hot and humid with a high of 93, and then evening thunderstorms. Keep that in mind if you have outdoor plans during the evening. We have a small chance for severe storms. Wind damage is a possibility.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb and Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 230 points. Down 230 points today to 45,390. Market update brought to you by Allen Tate. Ready to sell your home? Trust the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas, Howard Hanna Allen Tate. Let us show you a real estate experience that is different from all others. This hour of the drive brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Bailey 2nd and 10. Rifles it right seam in stride. Grimes has it 5. Touchdown. 48 yards. There's a laser from C.J. Bailey.
Moore running left, cuts inside across the 25. Angles right. Moore is loose. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Jacquez Moore takes it home.
Lopez in the pistol with Hood behind him. He will hand to him. Hood right side. Slithers through and powers home. Touchdown, Carolina.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. That intro had some highlights from week 1 of college football. Even a Tar Heel highlight in there. They found one. Way to go, Dennis. I'm Tim Donnelly. Dennis Cox just said thank you. He's producing the show. Happy Friday, everybody. Should be a good one. Football full swing. And that's where we're going to start the Big 3 at 3.
Number 1.
NFL kicked off last night. Cowboys-Eagles. Had everything. Before a single scrimmage play began, there was a player carted off with an injury. There was a player ejected for spitting on their opponent. And that was before we got 2 touchdowns from Javonte Williams, 4 drops from CeeDee Lamb, 2 scramble rushing touchdowns from Jalen Hurts, 2 completely separate games, one before a rain delay, one after a rain delay, where the offenses couldn't be stopped before, the offenses couldn't do anything after. There was a Will Shipley sighting.
And then he left with a rib injury.
And then he was questionable return, but I didn't see him go back in. There was Saquon Barkley. There was a Miles Sanders entire roller coaster. Miles Sanders had a 50-yard run last night. Do you know what his longest rush was in 2 years as a Carolina Panther?
48.
49. No, sorry, it was a 49-yard. I said 50. It was a 49-yard rush last night. 48 yards was the longest he had as a Carolina Panther in 2 years. And then what did he do? coughed up the football. Yep. That same drive, 49-yard run gets you down into the red zone, and you fumble it so the drive ends without points. There was everything in that game. It's why football is so awesome. Every play gives you something to talk about, and then they pause for 35 seconds so you can talk about it, or think about it, or react to it, or search for it on Twitter. It happens every single game. Last night was no different. I'm just going to quickly here read for you the outcomes of the drives, because is momentum real? Yes. Before. It's actually really ridiculous. Before the rain delay, lightning delay, I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, lightning delay.
I'm going to give you the drive chart. This is both teams, Cowboys and Eagles combined. The outcomes of the drives in order. Touchdown, 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 field goal, touchdown, field goal, halftime, field goal, Miles Sanders fumble, weather delay. So before that, pretty much score on every drive unless Miles Sanders fumbles. After the weather delay, punt, 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 turnover on downs, game ends. Explain that one to me. Defenses went in there and regrouped, made the adjustments. They just needed an hour to figure it out. I don't know. But for somebody that didn't have really a horse in the race, right? Didn't have anybody I was rooting for, they gave me some things to think about. And let's just, we can all agree on something, right? If you're going to spit on your opponent, maybe not the quarterback when you know every single camera is pointed on the quarterback leading into the first game of the year. And also don't spit on your opponent. That's number one. Let's get to number two.
Number two.
Now that the Cowboys and Eagles have broken the seal on the NFL season, they've opened it up. Panthers, Jacksonville, Sunday. Panthers open up their season. We're going to talk about this game, obviously, throughout the show. But if there is like a theme that Jacksonville brings, it is the unknown. I think it is actually one of the more fascinating possible teams you could open the season with. If you're playing Jacksonville in week 4, it's a completely different game. Even though it's just a month later. If you're playing them in week 3, it's a completely different game. Because some of their tendencies, some of the answers to these questions have already been answered. The Panthers have the luxury of none of that. What is Travis Hunter going to do? How much will he play offense? How much will he play defense? You can infer some things based on like early training camp joint practice numbers. Like you can infer some things based on what the team has volunteered on unofficial depth charts. But I would take that with a grain of salt, right? I think Liam Cohen and the Jacksonville coaching staff is smart enough to go, maybe we put him second string so they don't worry about him at that position. Then we play him first string reps. Who's going to be the running back? Who's going to be? Travis Etienne 2 years ago was really good. Last year, not so much. He was actually outplayed by Tank Bigsby. So it must be Tank Bigsby. But wait, new coaching staff drafted Bashul Tutin in the 4th round, who, by the way, had the fastest 40 time of all running backs at the Combine. Liam Cohen has a history of taking a veteran that has produced pretty well and using him behind a mid-round rookie that he got to choose. Last year, right, he came in with Rashad White in Tampa, drafted Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving ended up being one of the big surprises of the season. Is that this year's Tutin? I don't know. Could be any of the three. I wouldn't be super-duper surprised. These are questions the Panthers have to have multiple answers to when they're on defense. And offense, I guess, for Travis Hunter, because you don't know.
I think one thing to keep in mind is that Cohen was the offensive coordinator with the Bucs last year, so that he himself faced Carolina. So there's a little familiarity when it comes to scheme and things along those lines that you can draw upon if you're the Carolina Panthers and Dave Canales.
You would hope.
You would hope. But also, same thing with Cohen. He's like, I've faced Devereaux's defense a couple times already.
I at the risk of asking for something that may be impossible, or at least we haven't seen a lot of, I think it is wildly important that Evero's defense is flexible, adaptable, and willing to change.
Didn't see a whole lot last year of that.
At the risk of asking, the 6'1" guard to be 6'9" today to go play in the post, at the risk of it's not possible, the defense has to be willing to say, we thought it was going to be like this at the end of the first quarter. Guess what? It's not. Let's adjust to try to do things like that, right? You're going to have to move. You're going to have to move. Something as simple as what Dennis brought up, right? Hey, we watched a lot of Tampa offense last year. This is what Liam Cohen wanted to do. Turns out that's what Liam Cohen wants to do with Baker Mayfield, and he wants to do something completely different with Trevor Lawrence. You have to be willing to change. If you played him in week 4, you'd know what he wants to do with Trevor Lawrence. You'd know what they want to do with Travis Hunter. You'd know which running back they trust in certain situations. You would know all of that. But in week 1, you're just going in with your best guesses. And you have to be willing to go, guessed wrong, on to the next. That's number 2. Let's hit number 3.
Number 3.
NC State versus Virginia. UNC at Charlotte. Duke hosting number 11 Illinois. We have another great weekend of college football, everybody. Golf clap? Golf clap? I mean, it's objectively, from a national standpoint, not as great as week 1, but it's still college football. It still means something, and there's still a lot to get to. Now, we're going to talk about the NC State-Virginia game in about 5 minutes, so don't go anywhere for that one. We're going to have plenty of time for it. The UNC-Charlotte game is UNC at Charlotte game is fascinating to me. Fascinating. Can you bring up the audio of Bill Belichick not being ready to name a starter? Bill Belichick not ready to name a starting quarterback yet.
Yeah, I talked to Gio this morning. He's doing pretty good. So, look, we all have plays we'd like to have back from the game. Calls, plays, passes, tackles, you name it. You can't participate in a game like that and not feel like there's some things you could have done better or you'd like to do over again. So learn from those, move on, and get ready for Charlotte. And that's all we can control. We need to learn some lessons from what happened in the TCU game, but at the same time, there's nothing we can do about that one. It's over with, and we need to move on.
If Gio Lopez is ready to play, if he's healthy, I'd hope they start him against Charlotte. For the simple fact of everybody, starting with the second offensive series for Carolina against TCU, everybody played poorly. Everybody coached poorly. Everybody involved didn't live up to expectations. Changing the quarterback after one play screams scapegoat to me. It screams, we're all going to absolve ourselves of accountability and say the quarterback did this, the quarterback did that. Trust your evaluations. Trust what made you name him the starter week 1. Give him at least one more game. And then evaluate. And again, as you will always hear from me, I wish you would have said it there to feed the kid some confidence. But I don't get to decide those things. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, and Duke, Illinois is one of the, 3 biggest games of the year, Duke, Illinois is one of the 3 biggest games of the week nationally.
Yeah.
With obvious Michigan, Oklahoma being number 1, maybe SMU, Baylor number 2, maybe.
That might be a little bit of a banger there.
And then, Illinois is ranked 11th. Mm-hmm. Duke is undefeated, had the highest paid player in college football according to On3. There's some sizzle coming to Durham. We'll talk about all of those games throughout the show, including the State-Virginia game, which we'll talk about literally in moments here. But first, Dennis Cox, do you have something you'd like to tell the people?
I do. Dennis Cox here for my good friends over at Law Tigers. Something as a motorcycle rider you always have to keep in mind is pay attention to the weather. Like, look at the forecast early on. I was actually fortunate yesterday I didn't take my motorcycle into work because there might be a chance of a storm rolling through. Well, guess what? I was walking out the building yesterday evening after getting off air. Sure enough, there were storm clouds and all that stuff rolling through. You don't want to get caught in that kind of mess. But If situations arise where you're out there on the road, always have a plan. Hey, if the rain starts to go through, is there a parking garage I can get into? Is there an overpass I can park underneath? Make sure you have a plan out there on the road in case the weather goes bad. But also, if unfortunately you find yourselves in a motorcycle accident where you're not at fault, well, this is where Law Tigers steps in to help you. Give them a call at 1-800-LAW-TIGERS even before you contact the insurance company. Your case evaluation with Law Tigers is always free. You don't pay a dime until your case settles. And the benefit of Law Tigers is that they're part of the motorcycle riding community. They know what your bike and your gear are worth and also what you're going through after an accident. Again, give them a call, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly. There we go. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. My mic was acting a little funny, but that's because it doesn't want to turn off because we only have 1 minute. So we're going to talk NC State, Virginia. Do not go anywhere.
Genie log, day 15,824. The Powerball jackpot is over $1 billion now. I'll be stuck in this little lamp forever with nothing but all this stupid gold and rare gems. A gold-plated motorcycle? Sure does a lot of good when you live in a 10x10 magic lamp. Come find me. I'm at latitude 36.06.
Grant your own wishes. The Powerball jackpot is over $1 billion. Must be 18 to play. Approximate jackpot odds are 1 in 293 million. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
There was zero let off the gas. There was zero. We were throwing the ball down the field. We were trying to score points. Like, we weren't trying to be conservative, none of that. It was just, errors on our part that we got to fix. And that's the bottom line. It comes down to focusing like we did at the beginning of the game for 4 quarters.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That, obviously, you just heard Dave Doran talking about the underwhelming conclusion after a hot start to the ECU game in Week 1 for the Wolfpack. It does go against some of the things maybe uttered by at least one of his team. Noah Fleischman on 3 has a quote from the media availability earlier this week from Justin Jolie, one of the team leaders for NC State, tight end who is projected for big things on some All-American lists. Jolie said the team got comfortable in the second half versus ECU and that they are looking to avoid that feeling against Virginia. Added, start and keep your foot on the gas pedal. Don't pull up. Play fast at all times. So coach saying, like, we were gunning all the way. We were throwing it deep. We were trying to do. And one of their leaders is saying, well, we got comfortable and we need to keep the foot on the pedal and we need to play fast at all times. Don't pull up, which implies maybe they did pull up. There's a couple different ways to look at a game.
I think Doran was also talking in the sense of just the self-inflicted wounds, like jumping off sides, the bad penalties, those kinds of things.
Missed kicks.
Missed kicks, all that stuff.
And football, like life, gentlemen. It's a game of inches, right? That's oftentimes what football comes down to. Right? We were actually talking about this off air. I call Jameis Winston Mr. 67. And I know that I actually need to change the number because the kids, when you say 67, laugh their tails off. It's a meme. I don't completely understand it. But the reason I used to call him Mr. 67, Jameis Winston, particularly when he was a starter in the NFL, is because if you had 70 offensive plays, 67 of them by Jameis Winston were going to be exactly what you're looking for, and then the other 3, I mean, you might as well get the Globetrotters out there, right? He was going to be in the grasp of a defender, being spun to the ground, and with his shoulder 2 inches off the ground, he was going to throw a jump ball, and the entire game would come down to how those circus plays would end, right? If his blind heave found an empty patch of grass, you'd win the game because it would be no harm, no foul. If he hit a defensive tackle in the stomach who caught it and rumbled for a 30-yard touchdown, you're there. That's State. That's the finish of State, right? 2 deep balls down the one down the sideline, one down the middle. You get into field goal range. You have a bad sack. You take a penalty, whatever it is. You make the field goal longer. You miss. That's State. And that has to be a lesson you have against Virginia. Because Virginia, power conference school. It's a non-conference game, by the way, even though it's in the ACC. It's a non-conference game. And I don't do this often, and I take it very seriously. I'm calling it must-win. This is one of the earliest must-win games I've ever put on a college football team. And if you listen to the show often enough, you know, first of all, you're awesome, but you know that a must-win game has to come with consequences. I don't put must-win if it just means, oh, they didn't win that must-win game, now they must win next week. Like, there has to be something that gets taken off the table if you lose. If State wants to win 8 games, 8 or more games, if they want to get into that mix where they're playing competitive, meaningful, obviously bowl-eligible football at the end of the year, I think they have to win this one. They have to. And that makes this game a much more different game. A much more I don't know, high stakes, obviously, but there are certain parts that you have to improve from what you put on the field against ECU in a big, quick way against UVA, and partially because of the similarities between the two teams. Chandler Morris, the quarterback at UVA, is in many ways a like a leveled up or like if you're a Pokemon fan, huh? Ready for this? And evolved, the next level up, right? The next evolution of what you faced in Caden Hauser at ECU. There's a lot of similarities. Both, going back to like middle school, have been groomed from a young age to be college quarterbacks, right? With Chandler Morris being the son of a longtime college head coach and offensive coordinator. Caden Hauser went to the same high school, a athletic powerhouse that produced Josh Rosen, DJ Uiagalelei, Evan Longoria, Nomar Garcia-Parra. Chandler Morris, the UVA quarterback, went to the same high school that produced Matt Stafford, NFL Hall of Famer Bobby Lane, Scotty Scheffler, Clayton Kershaw. So these guys, they've been doing 7-on-7 rolling coverage, right? Walking up, going easy, easy, check, roll it. I need an Elvis on the left side since they were like 13 years old, maybe younger. They're comfortable slinging it. And they've been numb to bad throws and interceptions because it happens in 7-on-7 when you're playing every single game in those ridiculous 7-on-7 tournaments. They're not going to be dissuaded. So NC State's secondary has to be better than they were against Hauser and ECU, particularly post-long touchdown catch. When they got caught in the substitutions, they have to be better. Have to be. And in the same respect, in order to keep that passing game from getting rhythm, to keep Chandler Morris from getting rhythm, State has to be able to run the ball. You have to be able to control the clock. You know what Dave Doran wants to do. It can't just be C.J. Bailey slinging it. It has to be C.J. Bailey slinging it and building the run game off of that or vice versa. And actually, I thought this was interesting. In prep for today's show, I decided to do some like not self-scouting. In radio, we call it competitive listening, right? Where you'd go listen to your competitor and see what they're doing well and not doing well and see, basically scouting, I guess would be the way to say it. So I decided to go into some UVA game previews, right? Find a Virginia writer, a Virginia blogger, and go see what they're saying about this game. And do you know what one of the keys for UVA coming into the State game is? Stopping NC State's downfield passing game. Let that sink in for everybody that complained about Robert and I's play calling for years. There is a ACC opponent in a non-conference game coming into your house worried about your downfield passing game. And they cited the statistics from last week, right? Of this many throws that the ball traveled at least 20 yards in air. C.J. Bailey was wildly efficient, including a touchdown, and put it on the money, and they had the receivers to go get it. And it's like, oh, wait a second, they're right. To stop UVA's offense the way they performed in game one, you're going to have to take away the big plays through the air. That's a big deal. Because if UVA is focused on stopping the downfield passing game, you should theoretically have less pressure on stopping, or they will be able to provide less pressure to stop your run game. If they're worried about downfield passing, that means safeties aren't coming up and fitting in the run game. That means linebackers have to get back if you're playing some kind of a Tampa 2 or if they have different pass game responsibilities. The two things State did not do very well against ECU. Stop the pass and on defense and run the football on offense are things that I think they need to. They got, you don't got to go out there and be, the Legion of Boom on defense and then the 93 Cowboys running the ball, but you have to be a lot better. Earlier this week when we had Mike Glennon on the show, longtime longtime NFL quarterback, previous to that, legendary NC State player, I asked him to fill in the if-then statement. I think at the time, and I believe it's still around this number, State was favored by 2.5. I said, if blank happens, then State will cover the number and win by at least a field goal against UVA. And his response was very simply, if they can run the football effectively. I think that's about as good an indicator as you're going to get. If Hollywood Smothers and Duke Scott are effective running the football and they're not doing it all by themselves and the offensive line is pulling their weight, I think there's a good chance State wins what I consider a must-win game if they want to achieve the goals that they've set out to achieve. Should be a fun one. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. You know what else is fun? The Dean's List. Passing along some extra accolades, some praise that needs to be passed along, and I encourage you all to stick around for that. But first, I have some other news for you. Tim Donnelly here for DraftKings Sportsbook. Game 1 started yesterday. Game on starts right now. Week 1 starts right now. For you, maybe. Every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just football. It's not. It's first touchdown fireworks. It's anytime touchdown rushes. It's live bets that give every play a chance to be your next big win. If you're looking at tonight's game, because there's the game in Brazil between Kansas City and the LA Chargers, how about this for an anytime touchdown scorer? Somebody you're very familiar with in the triangle. Omarion Hampton, plus 155. I know Najee Harris is playing, and by the way, he's plus 185. It is ridiculous to me that they're that close in touchdown scoring when Najee Harris has practiced like 4 times and Omarion Hampton's been a workhorse all training camp. But I know Najee Harris is playing. I think that probably has scared people away from Omarion Hampton more than it should. If you agree with me, plus 155 anytime touchdown scorer. If you think he starts hot, plus 950 to be the first touchdown scorer in the game. Lines and odds, obviously, are subject to change. New customers, I've got something else for you. This one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly, plus grab over $200 off an NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. That's right, your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD. That's code TIMD with no spaces to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer. The Dean's List is coming up next right here on The Drive. Don't go anywhere.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu? Fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I order the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
Get your faves for less. Buy a sausage McMuffin with egg for $2.50 at any size Sprite for $1.49. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them. We've got you covered with outdoor power equipment from Cobalt and everything you need to weatherproof your deck with Trex decking. Plus, with lawn care from Scott's and, of course, Pit Boss grills and accessories, you can get a home field advantage all season long. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
At Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford, we've got 3 great brands under one roof and deals that will get you in the driver's seat today. We've got the perfect new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for you. Family owned for over 70 years, we treat you like one of our own with friendly service, honest deals, and a commitment that keeps our customers coming back. Plus, state-of-the-art service and collision centers to keep you rolling. Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC. Visit us in Sanford or at wilkinsoncars.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
And so to throw here on first down. All day. End zone shot. Anthony. He's got it. Touchdown. What a strike. 27 yards to double the lead.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Full weekend of football coming up. NFL tonight. College football tomorrow. NFL football Sunday. NFL football Monday. I've for a long time called Thursday through Monday the NFL football 5-day weekend. But it's really just the football 5-day weekend because you get Thursday night football traditionally, and this will come up in the Dean's List. Friday's high school football. Saturday college football, Sunday, Monday, more NFL football. Then you have the non-football work week is just 2 days. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, right? It's reverse. Normally we work for 5 days. We have 2 days a weekend. But when you talk football, 5-day weekend, you got 2 days in the middle there where you gotta fit all your work into Tuesday, Wednesday. And then the MAC shows up, and then there's just no work being done.
And like I said, we have NFL tonight.
Yep.
Which you can listen to right here on 99.9 The Fan. Chiefs and Chargers down in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Should be a good one.
Hopefully.
Even if it's not good, it's still good. You know what I mean? If it's a blowout, we're learning something about a team that we thought was good getting blown out by another team. Matter of fact, let's stop with the learning and start with the awarding. Let's get to Dean's List. NC State makes the Dean's List, but specifically a gentleman by the name of John Mandrano. There are certain things that you don't think of needing to be invented, right? But at some point, somebody created it, right? This Saturday, the wolf fingers, the hand signal that NC State uses, right? You know what I'm talking about. Looks like a little wolf, little shadow puppet. Turns 50. They know. And by the way, shout out to On3, the Wolfpacker. There's multiple articles out there kind of dissecting this. I'll quote the Wolfpacker article here in a little bit. They know exactly when that sign was invented, when the wolf fingers was invented, which is just a weird kind of phenomena to me. That the NC State Wolfpack used to not have anything to do when you saw someone wearing a NC State shirt at the mall, right? Now you just throw up the wolf fingers. Everybody knows a little go pack, and everybody's straight there. It is 50 years old on Saturday, half a century. I guess it hasn't been around forever. It debuted home game, 1975 season opener. East Carolina was the away team. It was created by John Mandrano, who was the captain and Mike Mann of the cheerleading squad. He had picked it up at he went to a cheerleading camp of some kind at Texas, and he saw the long, hook 'em horn sign, and he went like, how cool would it be if State had something like that? Had the genius idea to push the fingers forward like a wolf's mouth. And I have the exact quote. This is like what did Ben Franklin say before he put on glasses for the first time? We have it all documented. Mandrano, before the first game, grabbed the mic and said, I want everybody to stand up. I want everybody to put their arms high in the air. I want you folks to give me what looks like the hook 'em horns. Now I want you to push your thumb and two fingers to make a snout on that. And now we have the wolf pack. I just think it's kind of cool that it's that well documented. And then Kay Yao became a huge ambassador, and that's why she has the statue with the wolf pack hands. That makes the Dean's List. You know what else makes the Dean's List? Former UNC running backs. Do you know why? Because one of them scored 2 touchdowns last night to open up the NFL season, Javonte Williams, and another makes his NFL debut for the Chargers tonight in Brazil, Omarion Hampton. Having multiple starters at any onesie position in the NFL, right? Having multiple starters on the offensive line when you have 5 of them per team is one thing. But if you have multiple quarterback starters, running back starters, right? Those positions where only one is on the field usually to start is pretty impressive. UNC has 2 of them. And as of right now, Javonte Williams is tied for the NFL lead in touchdowns scored. He and Jalen Hurts. And there's a good chance by the end of tonight, UNC running backs are both top 5 or top 3 in rushing yards on the season. So there you go. Do you have someone you want to add to the Dean's List?
I do actually have someone like to add to the Dean's List.
Go ahead.
Once again let's talk about in-state schools, in-state programs, now going down to the FCS level.
Love it.
Western Carolina, once again, ranked in the top 25 coaches poll for the FCS. Now, they dropped down to 25th, and they're at Wake Forest this weekend, but nonetheless, still a top 25 team here in our state. I'm actually surprised NC Central isn't on there. Now, they also received some votes.
Wake Forest. That's Western Carolina's at Wake Forest? Is that what you said? Wake Forest looked a little gettable against Kennesaw. Western Carolina, if you want to vault up that top 25, you look good against an FBS squad. Be ready for some speed out of the backfield. It does look like Damon Claiborne is going to be a game-time decision, and who's the very talented running back for Wake Forest who left the game with an injury in week 1, that game that they looked gettable against Kennesaw State. Jake Dickert and the Wake Forest media conglomerate, the people that spoke to the media, basically compared losing Damon Claiborne to what most teams would experience when they lose a quarterback. That's how important he is to their offense as a running back. So if he's back, it's going to be a tougher deal for Western Carolina. If he's not, or if he's not 100%, you can vault up that FCS top 25 real quickly with a good game against an FBS opponent.
Also, Gardner-Webb did receive votes, by the way. Gardner-Webb actually beat Western Carolina in the season opener.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's got to be frustrating. You beat a team, they stay in the top 25, you're also receiving votes? All right, you know what else is on the Dean's List? And hey, you don't have to like it for them to get a little extra praise. The establishment in college football. The powers that be. One might say, the man. Right? You got to fight the man. You got to fight the power. Major changes are coming to the transfer portal. NCAA FBS Oversight Committee voted Thursday to move to a single transfer window. January transfer window and eliminate the spring window.
For football specifically, or I guess for fall sports?
I assume it's fall sports, but I know it's football. I don't want to. The proposed loan transfer window would be a 10-day period that opens January 2nd, one day after the college football playoff quarterfinals are completed. The Division I Administrative Committee must approve the legislation changes before it can take effect. The vote is expected to occur before October 1st. But they are moving towards it and have suggested it, and it seems like it's going to happen. I hate this. Why let players, I don't know, transfer after spring ball after you see how the coaches act with the new team, right? You're going to have to make your decisions before you know the coach's vision for the next year, which is when you're making the decision for. Matter of fact, for the playoffs, they're not even going to be done. I think it's important to let the guys see spring ball before they have to make their decisions. Because say you have a senior player at the top of a position and you've been promised to be able to compete for that role, and you're like, all right, I'm going to stick around. I'm going to compete. Then you get to spring ball, day one, some other guy gets 8 reps to every 2 of yours, and you're like, oh, you didn't really give me a chance to compete, did you? Good thing I'm handcuffed to the team for another year. You get a nice backup, despite the fact that you lied to me. And also Noah Gray, also on the Dean's list. Duke tight end, former Duke tight end. He's playing in the Brazil game tonight for Kansas City. There's some other tight end for Kansas City that a lot of people talk about, but I don't know. He's engaged or something.
Tony Gonzalez?
Hey, good pull. No, I'm talking about Noah Gray. He does some of the dirty work for that Kansas City offense, and I just want to give him a shout out. There you go. That's the Dean's List here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here for Mainer Service Company. Talk about doing the dirty work, right? You got a tight end that does the blocking and runs a bunch of stick routes to draw defense so everybody else can get open. That's kind of Mainer Service Company, right? They do a lot of the dirty work, right? You have a big event coming up. Maybe you have a giant football party, and you're going to have 40 people in your house. You're grilling out back. Everybody's going to be in the house. You know what that means? Your plumbing's going to be tested. It's the dirty work. And if that plumbing is tested with more people in the house than you usually think are going to be there, guess what? Plumbing might fail the test. If that happens, call Mainer Service Company for the dirty work. Same is true for any heating problems you have, cooling problems you have, meaning your cooling system, plumbing, or electrical. If any of those are struggling, they don't pass a test that you put it through, the electrical fails, whatever it is, Mainer Service Company will come in and do the dirty work, right? They'll roll up their sleeves. They'll do the hard work with efficiency, with great customer service, with a high level of technical knowledge to get it done as quality as possible. And then you get to, go back to entertaining the crew. You get to go back to being the host of the football party. And also, if you're throwing a football party, you might want to invite a couple of people from, a radio show, and we might show up and have a good time, especially if we know your house is supported by Mainer Service Company work. Go ahead and give them a call, 919-361-0993. That's Mainer Service Company for heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical work, 919-361-0993. You can also visit them online, MainerServices.com. That's MAYNOR Services.com. Up next, Tar Heels taking it to the road, heading to Charlotte. What is this game all about for Bill Belichick and the Tar Heels? I'll tell you next.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu!
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Did you know that for 20 years, Lenovo has been shaping global innovation right here in our backyard? As we celebrate 2 decades of delivering groundbreaking technology, we want to thank North Carolina for being at the heart of our story. Cheers to the next 20 years together.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $300 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spread, totals, player winner props.
$300 in bonus bets when new customers at $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina. TNC Supply in-app only.
Every season can be punishing for your roof. Mother Nature is a fierce opponent that doesn't take a break, which is why you need RoofWorks on your building maintenance team. Hi, this is Holly from RoofWorks. We specialize in keeping your commercial roof in great condition no matter what the issue may be. We offer roof inspections, roof repairs, and if needed, a full roof replacement. We help determine if there's a problem with your roof and advise you on the most cost-effective way to handle it. Contact us today at roofworks.com. That's roof, WERKS.com.
It's bow time. Fumbling the food on game day? Rookie move. But you know Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor, fluffy, scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you can say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's bow time.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's bow time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's bow time.
Here's a pass on the right flat's picked off. This is going to be a pick six. 10-5 touchdown. Touchdown TCU. Bud Clark took it to the house.
It's game time.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan.
Put it in work on the main line. Spin a couple racks just to say time.
Doesn't it feel like it's been a month since UNC TCU?
Yeah, Monday.
It really wasn't that long ago. It's a short week for them.
I know. It wasn't even Saturday. It was Monday.
Feels like a month. And ironically, I think this game, this upcoming one, UNC against Charlotte on the road, I think it has as much to do with the not football stuff as the football stuff, which is crazy. And we'll get to that in a second. But first, hockey fans, get ready. The Sin City Skate Away, it's back. Starting Monday, so starting our very next show. And actually 3 hours before our show at noon on 99.9 The Fan on Monday. Once an hour, we'll give out a keyword. If you hear that keyword and text it in before the end of that hour. So whatever, if you hear a keyword in the noon hour, you need to text it in by 1 o'clock. And if you do that, you gain an entry into the running for the ultimate Vegas hockey trip. Then you have another chance in the 1 o'clock hour. If you text it in by 2, another chance in the 2 o'clock hour. If you text it in by 3, and on and on and on from noon to 6 every weekday starting Monday. And then on Monday, September 22nd, later this month, one lucky winner will score a pair of tickets to see Carolina play Vegas at T-Mobile Arena on October 20th. Round-trip airfare for 2. Like the pause for more effect. And a 3-night stay at Park MGM Resort and Casino with a $400 food credit.
All right, so hold on. So flight?
Yes, for 2.
For 2. Tickets?
To the game for 2.
Hotel?
For 3 nights.
For 3 nights. And $400 in food credit?
$400 in food credit.
Okay. All that together?
All of that together.
Okay.
We'll go to one of you. And the way you maximize your chances of that one of you being you is by listening from noon to 6 every weekday, starting on Monday, to this station, 99.9 The Fan, and texting in the keyword each hour. You have a new chance to get an entry each hour from noon to 6. So don't miss your shot at the Ultimate Hockey Getaway, brought to you by Park MGM Las Vegas, Atlantic Spas and Billiards Hot Tub and Sauna Expo, Buffalo Brothers, and Newcomb and Company. All right. That's the details. Monday at noon, be listening in. For the moment right now, I think this is one of the more difficult to predict things. That is, it's actually so funny, right? The NFL started last night. It took me like 16 minutes to be frustrated with fantasy football. College football, we just finished week 1. We're already to the point where I'm like, I don't know what's happening here. The Carolina Tar Heels going into week 2, I kind of think their success or failure already has little to do with like X's and O's in football, which is insane because Bill Belichick, their coach who just took over, is notoriously the guy that wanted his teams focused only on football. No distractions, do your job. That's his brand. Yet he, I would say at least partially through his own doing, has made this stretch for UNC football about everything but football. When you have a short week between a Monday loss and a Saturday game where you have to go on the road and try to get that memory washed, that week, looking back on my football career, those short weeks are some of the best weeks of your career because you almost feel like a professional football player. Yeah, you go to class, you make sure your teachers know you're going to be busy that week, but really you are waking up, eating, sleeping, breathing football. Everything's about football because you're trying to pack 7 days of work into 5 days. But it's not about that for UNC. They got to answer questions. They got to talk about the celebrities. They got to talk about everything. Your own GM, Michael Lombardi, your own GM is hanging up on media that calls about your ban on NFL scouts. There is a way to diffuse the distractions. It's not to be combative. ESPN put out an article on the report yesterday that the Patriots, scouts, and staff have been banned from access to UNC practices and facilities, which is unusual. The article, first-year coach Bill Belichick have banned the New England Patriots staff from accessing the Tar Heels program, sources told ESPN. When reached by ESPN, North Carolina football general manager Michael Lombardi said, quote, "Good luck," end quote, and then hung up the phone. UNC also declined comment. That's not making the story go away. But it gets worse. Lombardi and Tar Heels pro liaison Francie Jourdain, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that at all, informed the Patriots that they would be banned from UNC the day before one of their scouts was scheduled to visit in August, a source with direct knowledge told ESPN. 2 NFL scouts who work for other teams told ESPN that North Carolina, under Belichick's leadership, offers limited access to all NFL personnel. Clubs are allowed to speak only with Jourdain, and UNC's college relations website says that scouts will have 0 access to coaches or other personnel people, according to the scouts. One scout told ESPN they can't think of another school with a statement of 0 access. The term, just so you know, 0 access appears 3 times on UNC's college relations website, which is a page accessible only to NFL personnel. This is supposed to be the 33rd NFL team. That's what they sold us. 33rd NFL team doesn't want NFL scouts helping their players get to the NFL. This is fighting wars you don't have to fight. So now it's a thing, and it's not football. Even the scouts, if you read the entire article, that have access get to see roughly 15 minutes of practice before they're not allowed to watch the rest. Most schools, if you walk in and it's not a practice day, will give you like, oh, no, that's okay. There's no wide receivers in the wide receiver meeting room. Let me set you up with complete access to all of our film. I'll sit you down and you can watch. If you have any questions, his position coach, and his coordinator will be down the hall.
Yeah. Ask about his character. Ask about his work ethic. Ask about how he handles things with teammates. Ask all those things. Get to know this person on a personal level.
Imagine, and by the way, I'm assuming that players didn't know this until the reporting was done.
Oh, they definitely know now.
Exactly. So now you have a short week between an awful game and your get-back game. It should be 100% thought process on fixing your mistakes and how you get ready for Charlotte. What are they going to do? You're playing your friend in some cases for the handful of guys that UNC kept from last year. Connor Harrell's the starting quarterback for Charlotte. Mm-hmm. You're trying to eliminate that against or completely out of your control distraction, and now you're sitting there going, wait a second. If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers call up UNC to ask about me, they're going to get a busy signal and a you can't talk to coaches? Great. Awesome. So, Coach, what's the plan on third downs? Like, that's what's supposed to happen there? It's a wild take. And that has nothing to do with X's and O's. Absolutely nothing to do with, hey, we didn't reach block well enough against TCU. If we want to get the run game going, we need our steps to be more fundamentally sound. Nothing to do with that. And it's just crazy to me because it's a Bill Belichick team. This is the stuff that Bill Belichick used to, at least, be absolutely furious if they got anywhere near his team. But now it's you can't talk to us, the limited access, zero access. That team can't come here at all, even though that's probably the one where I'm most associated with. Not to mention Drake May, Mac Hollins, 2 North Carolina players are on the Patriots, and their scouts can't show up at all. Drake May played with a lot of these guys. Drake may have told the Patriots, like, hey, there's I'm just picking somebody, right? Hey, Kobe Paysor. Mm-hmm. We might just check him out, right? Might be a late round pick. He's under the radar. Nobody knows about him, but I play with him, and he's really, really good. All right, we'll go check him out at practice. No, you won't. Belichick won't let you.
And you never know, that scout next season might be with the Falcons or somebody along those lines. Say, hey, when I was at North Carolina, I scouted them. This is a good guy. If he's an undrafted free agent, we should definitely look to bring him in. Or whatever it might be. Even as well, if you're at practice and you see guys warm up, they might see it with the way Bryce Baker throws and like, all right, I'm going to file this one away. I want to keep track of this guy because he made a good early impression, even though he's not playing right now, but I like his throwing motion and those kinds of things. Let me keep this in my back pocket. You're denying that. Again, when does the football become about the football now?
Exactly.
That's the big thing is because, let's be honest, on Monday, everything but the football, they aced it. They aced it on Monday. I'm dead serious.
Great point. It's a great point.
They aced it on Monday. Everything but the football.
And the balloons at the post-game presser, but that's something they've been messing up for a while.
Yeah.
You're right.
That backdrop's been there for a while.
You're exactly right, though. There's a lot of attention and focus on details and everything else that, quite frankly, you're not going to see the results on the field, and they might take away from the results on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And that is an issue. That is something that a coach should get sick over. I've got this grudge. I'm putting my foot down, and now I'm going to confuse all my players for the short week leading into our get-back game, which, by the way, if they don't win handily, big issues.
Yeah, because if I'm a player, again, we talked about yesterday, earning each other's trust. Hey, Coach, I understand that you have beef with your ex, being the Patriots.
And the NFL as a whole. But
you have beef with them, but don't let it impact my life. You keep that to yourself.
And even bigger picture, for keeping guys not entering the transfer portal, say you're Jordan Shipp, just picking it, this is hypothetical. He has a big season this year. Had 4 catches for 84 yards in the opener, a bright spot. Say he finishes with 1,200 receiving yards. Would you stay at the school where scouts can't come watch you play? Heck no, I'm not staying at the place where the scouts can't come watch me play. I'm going to the place that sets me up best for my future. I hope my goals and my team's goals align and I can be team first while also protecting my future. But if they're going to take that away, see ya. I'll go play for literally anybody else.
Yeah, imagine when you have a pro day in the spring, you're not going to allow teams to show up at your pro day?
I guarantee they won't let sophomores throw, which you're allowed to do now. You're like if you have a underclassman quarterback, they can throw for your draft eligible players at pro day, and it doesn't make them ineligible like it used to. But I guarantee you, if Bill Belichick's not letting him watch practice, he's not letting Bryce Baker throw for scouts. I'm baffled. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Dennis Cox has something he'd like to tell you.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Something that's baffling. I did not anticipate in the near 5 weeks, just over a month, with Raleigh Weight Loss Center that I would lose 30 pounds in that time frame. That's a real thing. I actually stepped on the scale again this morning. It's 30 pounds down in just over a month, thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center. And the goal with Raleigh Weight Loss Center is not just to lose weight or hit that target weight, whatever it might be. it's about maintaining that weight too. So many of these diets, fad diets and stuff you see, you lose a bunch of weight, then you just put it right back on. Then you lose weight, you put it right back on. It's this yo-yo. It's just up and down. Raleigh Weight Loss Center, their goal is to get your weight down to where you want it to be and then maintaining that weight as well. And the nice thing is there's no injections, so no shots, none of those side effects. You're not doing steroids or HGH. We're not juicing up over here. It's just resetting and restarting your metabolism. That way your body is naturally losing the weight that it knows how to do. My clothes fit better. I have more energy. I'm sleeping a lot better. My resting heart rate, all better thanks to the weight I've lost due to Raleigh Weight Loss Center and their program. And you can be part of that program as well. Visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com or just give them a call. 919-897-7506. Again, 919-897-7506. Visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, looks towards Panthers, Jags. All of the offseason builds up to week 1. What is important early for the Carolina Panthers? You'll hear it next.
Genie log, day 15,824. The Powerball jackpot is over $1 billion now. I'll be stuck in this little lamp forever with nothing but all this stupid gold and rare gems. A gold-plated motorcycle? Sure does a lot of good when you live in a 10 by 10 magic lamp. Come find me. I'm at latitude 36.06.
Grant your own wishes. The Powerball jackpot is over $1 billion. Must be 18 to play. Approximate jackpot odds are 1 in 293 million. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Just a brief return to summer. It feels hot and humid out there this afternoon, a high of 92. We'll see a low tonight of 70, and we're not looking at any rain or storms today or tonight. Tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds with a chance of storms during the evening. It's going to be another hot day with a high of 93. We do have a level 1 risk for evening storms. We could see some wind damage. And then on Sunday, turning much cooler with a high of 80 degrees, still a chance of showers.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones at the closing bell down 220 points to 45,401. This hour of the drive brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sports books, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The Carolina Panthers open up their NFL football season in Jacksonville against Trevor Lawrence and the Jags this weekend. Here is the one, and this plays into the conversation we had yesterday, but the one request I would have for Dave Canales and Brad Idzik and whoever's in their inner circle of offensive game planning, do whatever it takes to have the offense be successful in the first half. Certain times in play calling, and this is actually where the elite play callers get, you might call a play in the first quarter or in the second quarter that you have a low expectation of it being successful, right? You're just hoping to get 3 yards, but what you're really doing is setting something up for later in the game, right? I mean, the most obvious example being you have to run the dive a few times before a defense will bite on the play action, right? You have to run the play before the fake works. So you're calling a play. You want it to be successful. Don't get me wrong, but you're not calling it with the hope that it's going to break for a touchdown or that this is going to be the play that sets the game off. It's a chess move, setting up 4 moves down the line. I like it. I'm glad you're thinking that way. I'm sure you've learned it from somebody along the way in your coaching career. Don't do it in week 1. I need tangible success, points, highlights in the first half of week 1. And part of the reason being what happened last year in week 1. Everybody came in with high expectations for Carolina. You got the new hotshot coach and play caller, and he was a believer in Bryce Young, and you had this whole positive energy, right? You got the guy from the Pete Carroll coaching tree that has never seen a single thing related to football that he didn't absolutely love. Dennis, play the clip.
I feel great about playing football right now.
He said that in April
of last year.
And then week 1 came, and all of the excitement. And like the air wasn't even let out of the balloon. It wasn't even popped with like a pin or a thumbtack. The balloon was macheted very quickly. First drive, Saints, it was a 50-something yard touchdown pass. Deep ball, Derek Carr, who's retired, by the way. First offensive play for the Panthers, interception. And just like that, just everything went from optimism to pessimism. This year, do whatever it takes to give people something they can hold on to that says it's not going to be like that this year. It's not going to take us until week 10 to start putting things together. It's not going to take until the last game of the year for Bryce to look like an elite quarterback for flashes. If you have to, and this is where it goes to the conversation we were having yesterday, if you have to run Chuba Hubbard behind Robert Hunt and Taylor Moton on the right side 20 times in the first half, do it. If Tetairoa McMillan needs 15 targets, give him 15 targets. That may not be your ideal offense. That may not be what you want to have for the entirety of the year, and it doesn't have to be. But that sideline, that fan base, that coaching staff needs to see success early. You know, the I don't know why this just popped into my head. When I was a freshman and we would run out of the tunnel, we used to just do like specialist kickers, punters, long snappers, and quarterbacks. We'd get out there earlier because we took longer to warm up. And needless to say, that's not the most intimidating bunch on the team, right? When defensive linemen were involved, we used to break it down on the main guy would yell, time to eat, and everybody else would yell, time to kill. That's terrifying. When the quarterbacks and kickers and punters and long snappers got together, we weren't chanting about killing people, right? We weren't even that metaphorically tough. But the one thing that our starting quarterback at the time, who played in the NFL for a while, would say is he would just go, "Hey guys, smoke them if you got them." And then we put our hands in and say like team on 3, right? Something real cheesy. But he said it every single time, smoke them if you got them. That's how I feel about the first half for the offense with the Panthers. Smoke them if you got them. If you have something in the chamber, use it. Don't save anything. Don't set anything up. Get in the end zone. Once you do that a few times, then we can start looking at the big picture and you can start diving deeper and you can start setting things up. But just for game 1, sell out to do something good early. Sell out to do something good early. Defensively, obviously it's not the same, right? You don't have nearly as much control on defense. A lot has to be reactive. And I said this earlier, I'll say it again. I don't know if this is possible. One of the big knocks, negatives, whatever you want to call it, demerits on the permanent record of Ejiro Evero as a defensive coordinator with the Panthers is I think he is slow to adapt and change. He is a believer in what he believes in. And even in the face of proof that it's not working, he tends to stay the course, which I guess, is somehow commendable in a weird way, but also there has to be a point where you go, all right, it's not working, right? This week has been a lot of movie quotes. You need the moment in Remember the Titans where Coach Yost looks to Coach Boone and says, Coach, Ed Henry's kicking my tail. I need some help, right? And then all of a sudden, everybody's playing both ways and they're collaborating. At some point, if what they are doing at the beginning of this game is not working defensively, you need to try something new. And that builds into what we've said about the Jags, which is the Jags are very unknown right now. New coach, one of the most intriguing yet mysterious top draft picks of all time in Travis Hunter. He could have a great game. He could be the rookie of the week and not play on offense. He could be the rookie of the week and not play on defense, and he could be the rookie of the week anywhere in between, playing 100% on both, playing 20% on both. Like, he's that dynamic. You don't know, and you have to be willing to adapt. Dennis, we were talking about it off air with Paul Ihender, the host of Next Up. The secondary for the Jags is nothing to be scared of, correct?
No, relatively undersized.
But if you put Travis Hunter out there, it's a different beast.
Much different story. By the way, who guarded Teteroa McMillan in college?
So if Travis Hunter's on Teteroa McMillan, that's one thing. If he's not, that's another, right? Then I'm looking to pepper Teteroa McMillan with a few more targets. Same is true reverse, right? If Travis Hunter is out there on the field offensively, I think I don't know if you travel J.C. Horn. I think you tell J.C. Horn, whoever's on your side, Brian Thomas Jr. or Travis Hunter, that's your guy. You pick where you're most comfortable because you're going to have to lock him up. If Travis Hunter is not out there offensively, I would love to tell J.C. Horn, you're running with Brian Thomas Jr. We'll figure out De'Ami Brown and whoever else they're throwing to, but you have to lock up the best. Which running back plays? They have 3 of them that you might see. Who knows how much each plays? Do you get good Trevor Lawrence or bad Trevor Lawrence? There's no way to know any of this until you see it on the field. So the defense, and more specifically the defensive schemer, right, Evero, has to be willing to take in information as the game goes along and let that information drive his decisions for the rest of the game. It can't be, this is what I do. This is what I thought would stop him. This is what I expected Liam Cohen, their new coach and offensive play caller, to do. Because if he's not doing it, I mean, you have to change. You have to be flexible. We talked about it earlier. There's probably a good point that Dennis made that you're watching a lot of Tampa offense from last year because Liam Cohen was the offensive coordinator and play caller there. And that's a great place to start as far as preparing for a team that's got a lot of unknowns. What did the play caller do in the past? But you don't know if he sees Baker Mayfield and Trevor Lawrence's similar skill sets. Right? Even their wide receivers, right? Mike Evans is a really good number 1 wide receiver. 100-something touchdowns, 1,000 yards every year. Really good player. He's not all that similar to a Brian Thomas Jr. So maybe the play calling is different in that way. And if you're out there calling defenses to stop the Mike Evans-led passing game of the Bucs, and they're running a different offense built around Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter, you're going to be out there just confused as to why it's not working. When, if you were in the division and you played the Jaguars again, week 8, you could be much more concrete in what you want to do because you'd know more about what they want to do. But this one, it's like, you're not, for those of you that public speak, if you've ever done some public speaking, you're not going with every word typed up in this. You're going in with a bullet points, the old outline. And you have to be willing to jump around based on what the crowd's reacting to. Have to be adaptable on defense. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan.
By the way, real quick, Speaking of the Panthers,
yes,
obviously this going on this Sunday. Panthers watch party at Carolina Ale House, that is back. That's right, Carolina Ale House watch parties are back this weekend. Join Carolina Ale House for football all season long. There are way too many games on the way, too many streaming platforms this season, but Carolina Ale House is showing every single game this season. By the way, if you're curious if the Carolina Ale House near you is showing the game, give them a call. Ask the manager, hey, are you showing this game? Yes or no? Figure out the location that has it best for you. I will tell you the location I'm going to be at on Sunday. North Raleigh, Falls of Noose. I will be there for the 1 o'clock kickoffs this coming Sunday. Panthers watch party, Carolina Ale House. Ale, yeah. By the way, I'm going to have prizes to give out. I'm going to have some different merch and things along those lines. And you never know, might be covering some of your appetizers and food as well. So make sure you come to the Carolina Ale House this Sunday, 1 o'clock for Panthers watch parties.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. As promised, we will get to our ladder challenge and preview Duke, Illinois, one of the biggest games of the week in college football. But before that, Dennis has another something for you.
I do. Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Law Tigers. You know, something I'm definitely going to do this weekend outside of watching football is going to be riding my motorcycle this weekend. And I know a lot of people this time of year, especially as fall is approaching, want to get out to different parts of the state of North Carolina. Maybe sometimes people will actually want to go in September down to the beach because the weather's kind of nice. It's a little bit less crowded, or obviously head out to the mountains. You're going to see a lot of motorcycles out there on the road. And as a motorcycle rider, if you're traveling in groups, make sure everyone is on the same page regarding where you're stopping. Make sure everyone's on the same page as where everyone's riding in the group. Make sure you have a group captain that is in charge of anything that you need to do out there on the roads. Make sure you stay in constant communication with each other if you're riding in large groups. But if you're injured in a motorcycle accident, this is where Law Tigers comes in. Give them a call, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. Even before you contact the insurance company. Law Tigers, they're part of the motorcycle riding community. They know what your bike and your gear are worth and the feeling of what it's like to go through an accident. Your case evaluation with Law Tigers, it's always free. Even if you've been in an accident, let's say a few months ago, and the insurance company isn't doing what you think they should be doing, you can still give contact to Law Tigers at 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. Your case evaluation, again, is always free, and you don't have to pay a dime until your case settles. So call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, gets to the ladder challenge. Who's winning early in September between Dennis and I? Stick around to find out.
99.9 The Fan, Newcomb & Company, Buffalo Brothers, and Atlantic Spas and Billiards Hot Tub and Sauna Expo want you to see hockey live in Las Vegas. It's our Sin City Skateaway. Listen to The Fan starting Monday. Keywords come your way every hour from noon to 6. Text in the keywords to enter to win a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. We'll fly you to an amazing room at the Park MGM Resort, and we'll hook you up with tickets to the Carolina-Vegas game. The Sin City Skateaway starts Monday only on 99.9 The Fan.
Whoa! Jason Kelsey just found out that NFL Sunday Ticket now lets you subscribe month to month.
Yeah!
He just realized you can join and cancel anytime.
Ha-ha! Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now he just found $1 in the sofa.
Yeah!
And he just saw a great parking spot open up. Look, just because Jason's easily excited doesn't make NFL Sunday Ticket month to month any less great. Right, Jason?
Yeah.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket month to month and cancel anytime. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Renews every month during the 2025 regular season. Cancel anytime. Terms and embargoes apply. No refunds. Commercial use excluded.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. And here we are headed to our first NFL Sunday, and FanDuel wants to boost your bets even more. And right now, all customers can double their winnings with a 100% profit boost. 2 times the payout. Here's some thoughts for you. Giants are going to win in Washington in the opener, plus 225 already. Panthers, I think, will win in Jacksonville. The Jets are going to upset the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers' return. And how about the Saints at home to the Cardinals? All of those will happen. FanDuel.com/Adam Gold. Let's have some fun. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
I think just staying true to our fundamentals and our process and what we've kind of been trying to build here. We call ourselves a physical team, a fast team, and a team that's just going to be consistently resilient over and over and over. Just keep chopping at that tree. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I don't know if that was intentional, but hearing like the optimistic, here's what we need to do. That was Bryce Young clip, right?
Chuba.
Oh, it was Chuba. But throwing this song underneath it is like, I don't know, a little dichotomy, a little stand.
Yeah.
Sounded quite ominous.
I mean, it might be the season for the Panthers. I don't know.
We'll get to that, by the way. Coming up later this hour, actually really very shortly here, about 10 minutes, we're going to make all our Panthers predictions for the year, offensive player, defensive player of the year, final record, all these sorts of things. We're going to put them written down as you hear Stan writing his letter right now in the song. We're going to write them down. We're going to say them on air so we can check back in, see how accurate we were predicting the Panthers season. But before we do any of that, we have to get to the ladder challenge. All right. Last night, the Costanza worked again for me. Just fading myself, trying to think of what I normally wouldn't bet and betting that. I call it full Costanza. It's a Seinfeld joke. But instead of picking Saquon Barkley or CeeDee Lamb or some of these bets that I liked, I went, what is the opposite of that? And it was Javonte Williams over in rushing yards. I was able to tease it all the way down to 15 or more rushing yards, minus 830. So I did that, and on the first 2 drives for the Cowboys, Javonte had 31 yards and 2 touchdowns. So it was a easy breezy, beautiful cover for me. And that's where we're going to let it sit. I'm up to $12.91 as September is just ramping up. Dennis, how did it go for you yesterday?
It didn't because CeeDee Lamb forgot how to catch. I had Dak Prescott 190-plus yards passing yesterday. He finished with 188.
CeeDee Lamb probably should add well over 188 by himself.
I know.
But he dropped 3. The 4th drop would have been a tough catch.
It would have been.
But if you're going to drop the other 3, you got to yeah, exactly. Dak Prescott deserved you to go get one for him.
I deserved a lot yesterday.
That was one of the all-time, like, first of all, he had 110 yards receiving. So it's hard, like, you're not even allowed to
That's the thing.
If you add CD on your fantasy team, you're not allowed to publicly complain about a guy that had a bunch of catches for 110 yards. But it's also wildly frustrating to see your guy just keep getting open downfield and keep dropping it. And not only that, he played a little volleyball. Like, he wasn't just dropping them. They were bouncing up into the air, and defenders were diving for it and almost coming up with interceptions. Strange game. But you didn't get your over.
No,
so
I did not.
Get to go first. All right. It's rare for me recently. But also, I'm trying to do the opposite of what I normally do. So there you go. I'm going to stay full Costanza. So I was looking through bets, looking for ones I normally would never bet. And I started thinking about maybe betting against Mahomes tonight, maybe something like that. But then it hit me. I usually have a rule not to bet on the Panthers. I don't bet on teams that I cover or teams that I'm already going to be watching with interest because I can use my gambling money to make a different game interesting, right? I'm already invested in the Panthers, so I went, all right, if I normally wouldn't bet on the Panthers, got to do what I normally don't do. I'm betting on the Panthers. So I teased the total, just the over-under. Panthers Jags down to 34.5, and I am taking the over minus 610. Just need to get 35 points combined between the two of them. 1291 would turn into 1502 if it hits. In my interest of doing what I normally don't, hopefully I can continue a little bit of a hot streak to start September. Dennis, what are you looking for?
All right, I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes tonight. Over 180 yards passing. It's a minus 900.
Right back to a very similar well.
You know?
Does this mean Travis Kelce's going to drop 4?
God, don't. He might. But you know what? Xavier Worthy hopefully will catch 2 passes for 100 yards.
Juju.
But anyway.
I'm just yelling Chiefs pass catchers now.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Hollywood.
All the names.
Noah Gray.
$10 on minus 900 will put me at $11.11.
There you go.
I've seen 180 yards. That's it.
We'll see.
That's
We'll
it.
see. Check back in Monday to see who's in the lead. See if I'm able to continue my Costanza hot streak.
Ugh.
That needs to be a clip right there. That was a really good sigh. That was like a very stereotypical, almost cartoonish sigh right there. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Hopefully that sound, that sigh, is not made on the Duke sideline very often this upcoming weekend. But as they take on number 11 Illinois, Duke has some things to improve on and a serious step up in competition level from their game 1 to game 2. They played Elon, beat them by a bunch, but it was closer than the final score would say. And then they go right into a very big game, non-conference, top 15 team in the country, number 11 Illinois coming to town. I went and did some, the research on Illinois to see what they're bringing. Illinois this is crazy. Last year, I'm going to say something that doesn't make a lot of sense. They weren't that good at anything. But they knew exactly who they are. They played to their identity. And they went 10-3 with 4 wins over ranked opponents. Think about how it almost didn't make sense as I was looking it up. They beat South Carolina, who was I think 15th in the country, in a bowl game to end their season. They bullied Michigan. Like they did some very impressive things, despite on the surface going like, where does that come from? So I started a deeper dive. They were no better than 9th. There are 18 teams in the Big Ten. So 9 is basically dead center, right?
Middle of the pack.
They were no better than 9th in the Big Ten in rush yards, pass yards, or total yards. That's offense. So, not really anything to hang their hat on offensively. They were no better than 9th in rush yards allowed, passing yards allowed, or total yards allowed. That's obviously defense. So nothing obvious to hang their hat on defensively. No better than 9th in any of those stats. They finished in 5th in the Big Ten. Is that not the definition of like being better than the sum of the parts or whatever you're supposed to say? And I think it's because they recognize what and who they are. Brett Bielema, their coach, he's probably aware that you're not going to spend with the Ohio States and the Michigans and the Penn States and the Oregons and the USCs and whoever's at the top of the Big Ten in cash. But you can go get some guys of some particular ilk, right? Altmaier, their quarterback, is a player that's pretty darn good, but statistically he's not lighting it up. He's not throwing for 40 touchdown passes. It's like 25. But he protects the ball pretty well, and he can do a few things on third down. And when you get into a one-score game, they're very, very good, which is kind of that identity thing, right? Like, you may be bigger, faster, stronger, but we want to meet you in the middle of the ring. We're just going to brawl this thing out, and if it comes down to the fourth quarter, we like our chances.
I feel like Brett Bielema, their head coach, was like that when he was at Wisconsin.
When he was at Wisconsin, he tried to bring it to Arkansas.
It did not work in Arkansas.
Didn't fit, but when it fits, when it works, when it clicks, it's something there. And actually, Duke last year was kind of similar in that there's a lot of close games, and they came out on the correct end of them more often than you'd think. This year, just extremely small sample size for Duke, by the way. But the Elon game, like that was one of the few things that was lacking, right? Just that the intangible thing that allows you to squeeze the most results out of your production, right? If Illinois throws for 200 yards, for whatever reason, they're getting like 160 of it on 2 drives that end in touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like, and then they're bottling up. Duke had 400 yards passing, but somehow in the fourth quarter it was a 1-score game against Elon, right? It was the opposite. You weren't squeezing the most out of your production. So that's something they need to make sure they do better against Illinois, because Illinois will, like, you know, they'll get 2/3 of your yards and beat you. That's at least what they were able to do quite a few times last year, right? All right, yeah, you're going to dominate us between the 20s. We're going to find a way to turn that touchdown you're about to score into a field goal, and then that's going to be the difference. So that's what this year's team has to figure out. Again, extremely small sample size, just one game against Elon, but you look at what Illinois did last year. A lot of the same faces returning, same coach, obviously. That's going to be part of their identity. And then lean on Darian Mensah's arm and let him go wild. But also, running game probably has to be better than it was against Elon as well. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That's a little preview into Duke hosting number 11 Illinois. Now it's time to put some predictions on paper. This is the Panthers Pawprint. For today, we're going to use the Pawprint to set up some Panthers awards. Predictions. All right, we did this yesterday where we looked at the NFL and we predicted our MVP, Offensive Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, those sorts of things. So we're going to do our best to take those same categories and shoehorn them into, you can kind of name them as one position, one team. So, you know, if we name the MVP of the league, we're going to name the MVP of the Panthers. If we name the Rookie of the Year for the league, we're going to name the Rookie of the Year for the Panthers, and on down. Dennis, I'll let you lead off. We'll start with the rookies.
Okay.
We'll start with the rookies. We'll go Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I mean, that's a pretty obvious one. It's Ted McMillan.
I agree.
Yeah.
Not
a lot of choices there.
It would be Ted McMillan,
Mitchell Evans,
Trevor Etienne.
Yeah. Jimmy Horn Jr.
And that's really it.
Yep.
Ted McMillan, I think, is actually a decent bet to be the league-wide Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's a longer shot than the Ashton Genties, the Marion Hamptons, the Cam Ward. But the volume is going to be there. And with Coker out early, meaning he's obviously out for at least the first 4 games on IR, and Hunter Renfrow may be playing his way into game shape, if Ted McMillan is forced into a bigger role in the first month and does well with it, then I really think he could set some franchise records for rookies as far as production receiving, because if you do well with a month, it's like, why change it when Jalen Coker gets back, right? If you're crushing it, getting 15 targets a game, why change it when someone else comes back? You just keep riding that wave. So it's almost like they're going to find out what he can do as a high-usage alpha wide receiver, maybe against their will early, but if you pass that test, it'll happen earlier than they wanted to. Defensive Rookie of the Year, where are you rolling?
I'm going to go with Princely Umamielen on this one.
So
I think he's going to be used as a situational pass rusher a little bit more than Scorton might be. Scorton, I think, might have a little bit more well-rounded game, but in terms of actually getting to the quarterback, I think it's where Umamielen is actually probably going to step up and actually be the guy in that regard in pass rush situations.
I've been high on Umamielen from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I like his brash confidence, and I'm on record saying it a bunch of times. So Princely Umamielen is my pick as well. But I'll throw a name out there if I like a runner-up or an honorable mention.
Okay.
Lathan Ransom.
Yeah, I thought about it.
It depends how early they turn over that second safety spot to him, right? Nick Scott appears right on the unofficial depth charts and things. It looks like he's going to be starting opposite Merrick at the beginning of the year. If Scott holds on to that position for 10 games, I think it'll be tough for Ransom to have the type of impact that we're talking about. But if it's like it's week 5 and Ransom's been playing in spot duty pretty well, let's see what he has, then I think he could have a big game or a big season. Got the interception in the preseason. I think he needs to be on the field if he can get his hands on the ball. He's also a really physical dude, so he could bring some big hit highlights as well. So Scorton, obviously the second-round pick, probably the betting favorite, but I've been a fan of Umamielin's whole vibe as an edge rusher, and Lathan Ransom just by opportunity could really have an impact on that secondary. We'll go Offensive Player of the Year. Overall, Offensive Player of the Year, not just rookie, anybody and everybody on the ballot.
Chuba Hubbard, the bread and butter of this Panthers team.
This was not planned, everybody. I have Chuba Hubbard also.
But yeah, it's the bread and butter of the team's running the football. It's Chuba. He was the most consistent player last year.
I mean, you hope it's Bryce.
I hope.
But I think almost to allow Bryce to ease into it, I'm more and more in favor of Chuba Hubbard being amongst the league leaders in carries. Like more and more in favor of let's keep the defense off the field. Let's keep the offense rolling, picking up first downs. The one thing I don't love about Chuba Hubbard is his lack of big play ability. Right, he doesn't reel off 40+ runs darn near ever. But that just means, to score from the 50, you might have to give him 6 carries rather than 2. I'm kind of more in favor of giving him the 6 carries and hoping that he can hold up for the workhorse full season. Obviously, again, like I said, you hope it's Bryce. I almost put Tedero McMillan there as a guy that's like, hey, alpha number 1 wide receiver, you can do it. He can be it as a rookie, but I figured I'd talk about someone else.
My fear is always with rookies that in college you're playing 12 regular season games. If you make a conference title, 13, but you hit that wall because basically right at Thanksgiving your season's essentially done. I mean, unless you're a playoff team and you're going on a long run, but essentially your season's done at Thanksgiving. You got a whole another 5-6 weeks after that when you're a rookie in the NFL, and training camp's a little bit longer. To me, you will hit a wall at some point. And then also, if he has a lot of success early on in the year, the coaches start figuring it out. Okay, how can we stop this guy? And it's going to take a little bit for him to break through that wall.
One might say Arizona's season in college was usually over by like week 7.
There's that too. Hey, no joke needed.
Defensive Player of the Year, where are you rolling?
Turk Wharton.
Oh, interesting.
I'm going to go Turk Wharton on this one because I think his signing
You're probably
up
getting
front,
pretty good odds on that.
I probably could. I know a lot of the focus is going to be on Derek Brown and J.C. Horn, obviously as high paid as those guys are and being drafted by the team. I think Derek Brown's presence is going to allow Turk Wharton to have a lot of one-on-ones up front, and I think that's going to allow him to get to the quarterback. One of the things that was when he was brought in from Kansas City in the offseason was the fact that he's pretty good as an interior defensive lineman rushing the quarterback in passing situations. I think Derek Brown's attention is going to allow him to, again, have one-on-ones, and I think he's just going to cause a lot of havoc in the backfield as well. So that's why I'm going to say Turk Wharton's going to be that defensive MVP for the Panthers this year.
I'm going Derek Brown.
Okay. I hope it's Derek Brown.
One of my I don't know if it's a hot take, but one of my, I think it needs to happen, I think it has a good chance to happen, predictions for the Panthers, is Derek Brown's loading an all-pro season.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he used the season that he just missed with an injury. That injury happened early enough in the season that I think he's mostly back, if not fully back. But I hope he used it studying pass rushing moves and techniques and getting all that ready, hand fighting and everything else. I think he might be in for like a 6.5 sack season. And if he doesn't lose his run stuffing ability with that, you're talking about like all pro, like that kind of good. And, it's just every time the NFL top 100 list comes out or any of those preseason lists where anonymous executives and things are polled, the Panthers need to have someone. They've just been shut out for too many years in a row. I think Derek Brown's the best chance to get up there. So Derek Brown, Defensive Player of the Year. MVP, where are you rolling?
I hope it's Bryce Young. I better be saying Bryce Young at the end of this season.
That's different than you're picking Bryce Young.
Yeah, and I'm going to go Bryce.
Okay. All right. Why?
Because I hope that it's Bryce.
You're just putting it out there in the universe,
yes.
Hoping that you saying it makes it more likely?
Yes, because the last thing I want for this Panthers franchise after this season is going, all right, who's our quarterback of the future? I don't want that question anymore.
All right. There's as much prediction as there is wish in that.
Oh, that's 100% wish.
Mine MVP is Derek Brown for everything I just said.
That's fair.
If you're an interior defensive lineman all pro, like that's going to be the best thing the Panthers have working. Even if there's a good season by Bryce. Bryce isn't going to throw himself into the all pro conversation, even if all your wildest dreams come true. He's not, a good season from Lamar or Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen away. So MVP Derek Brown. How about Coach of the Year? And you can use an assistant coach. You can use, obviously, Canales if you want. Just somebody who you think is going to impress.
Coach of the Year wise, I'm not going to say Evero. I have lack of faith in him. I mean, is it weird to say Brad Idzik?
No,
and the offense. I just think we're going to see elements of this offense grow from one year to the next, and I think Brad Idzik is going to be obviously a big part of that as the OC. We obviously know Dave Canales is the head coach, but I think Brad Idzik is a guy who I think is going to be able to tap into some of his collegiate experience a little bit, because he played at Wake Forest. I think he might tap into that a little bit and kind of help things evolve a little bit with Dave Canales. Dave Canales actually even said today is that, he finds it vital for himself and for the league to continue to evolve as a coach and find pieces of different offenses that work, and even taking aspects from the college game that these guys that are coming in that are young and excel at, how can you implement those things into your system as well? And I think Idzik is going to be a part of that. So I'll say Brad Idzik.
All right, tell me if this is allowed.
Okay.
I want to go Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay, Hunter Renfrow, Coach of the Year.
Okay.
I think the wide receiver group needs to play. They're very talented, but they need to play much more veteran than they are, right? There's a good chance once Coker comes back, your starting wide receivers are a rookie and 2 second-year players. So Hunter Renfrow, Rob Moore, if you didn't allow it, I was going to go Rob Moore with the wide receivers. He's the actual coach. I just think, you brought in Renfrow kind of for that reason, so hopefully it works out. He's going to have to pass on a lot of hard-earned wisdom. This is how I learned it. This is how I used to watch so-and-so do it. Final win-loss record for the Carolina Panthers will be
7-10.
I have 7-10. I have 7-10. Why?
I feel like we're going to see an improvement from the offense this year. I think just natural growth of these young players. Again, they're still super young offensively. But if the defense can just get to bottom of average, I'm talking like 21, 22 in the NFL from literally historically bad last year. If they can get to 21, 22, I think they'll be able to take another game or two. But again, I think some of the youth is going to cost them a game or two. Let's not forget, they won 3 games last year in overtime. Giants, they lost to Tampa Bay. Giants,
hold on.
Cardinals,
right,
Giants, Cardinals, and Falcons. Giants, Cardinals, and Falcons. They won those games in overtime. Now, they lost in overtime against Tampa Bay. They also lost another overtime game in there as well. So they've been in some of these close situations last year. Again, any of those games could have gone the other way. I'm going to go 7-10. I think it's still steady improvement. 7-10.
I'm also 7-10. I actually think that's about as good as you can do with that defense. I don't see, unless the defense surprises me, which I'm open to and I hope happens, I don't think it's quite possible. And all right, we're both on 7-10. What does that mean they finish in the division?
I think they finished tied for second.
Okay.
I think Atlanta also finishes 7-10. I will go with, I don't know how the tiebreaker will technically work, because I think they lose both to Tampa, they win both games against New Orleans, and then they go 1-1 against Atlanta this year. I think Atlanta does the exact same thing in the division. So it's 7-10, tied for second.
I have them third. I think they finished third, 7-10, and then you're really going to test Tepper's commitment to stability and loyalty, because 7-10, you could go either way with some big whole scale changes, and we'll see. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Those are locked in and loaded. Can't change them. We'll revisit them at the end of the season. Also, right now, The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. I'm Tim Donnelly for DraftKings Sportsbook. Game on, everybody. Week 1. Every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just football. It's first touchdown fireworks. It's anytime touchdown rushes and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. If you are looking at tonight's game in Brazil, you might roll with, if you're going for the local guy, Noah Gray, plus 475 to score a touchdown. All the attention goes on Kelsey. Maybe Noah Gray slides for a little play-action dump-off touchdown. Also, there's always those weird plays the Chiefs run where you get like a crazy motion and then Patrick Mahomes is throwing like an underhand shovel pass to somebody you didn't expect. That could be Noah Gray, former Duke tight end, plus 475 anytime touchdown scorer. If you want something a little more traditional, how about Ladd McConkey? Had a big season last year, returning for the Chargers, plus 185 to be an anytime touchdown scorer. Lines and odds, as always, subject to change. New customers, I have something else for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD. That's code TIMD with no spaces to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more. Plus, get over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Real, bold predictions coming up.
We've got NFL tonight on 99.9 The Fan. Presented by Wakeman.
Showtime, prime time.
Your primetime matchup is an AFC battle. Kansas City and the LA Chargers.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Pregame starts at 7:30. Kickoff at 8:15.
This is football. Welcome to the big leagues.
On the Triangle's home for the NFL, 99.9 The Fan.
Take it to them tonight.
This fall, the Sandman, Adam Sandler, You're My Best Friend Tour.
I feel like we're very good friends now.
Lenovo Center Raleigh, September 11th. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Heineken Silver, world-class light beer with only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. Why world-class? Because it has a crisp and superior taste. That's world-class. It has only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. That's very world-class. So, if I'm seen drinking it by association, am I world-class? Oh yeah, Heineken Silver, world-class light beer with only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger, and you can get started now by saving when you join today. We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need, and you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Offer ends September 12th.
See Home Club for details.
Let's go.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This fall, the Sandman, Adam Sandler, You're My Best Friend Tour.
I feel like we're very good friends now.
Lenovo Center Raleigh, September 11th. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Jalen, when it happened, were you like in a fit of rage, or what was your?
No, I was calm. I walked off the field calmly. I was not mad. I was pretty much, I couldn't really do nothing else. The rough decision is the rough decision.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That was Jalen Carter talking about his decision to spit on Dak Prescott, which got him ejected from last night's game. Eagles still got the win. You can't. One of the best parts about sports, you cannot script it. If that was in a movie, you'd go, all right, this game is ridiculous. The screenwriters really took a little bit of liberty with that one, huh? Before the first game of the year starts, one of the best defensive players on the defending Super Bowl champion has been ejected for spitting on one of the most polarizing quarterbacks in the league. That's just before the game even moves.
And that's all while also one of their top special teams guys and their fullback is getting carted off the field from the opening kickoff.
And, oh, by the way, 2 hours later, they're going to show a clip that shows the quarterback spitting on the ground in front of the defensive player, which is now going to open up the defense argument that he spit first, and it was a retaliation spit that got – what are we doing? What are we doing is a question I find myself asking often, but you can't script it. That's one thing I know about professional sports and football. You cannot script it. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we get to some real, bold predictions, I have some real cool stuff to tell you. Hockey fans, get ready. The Sin City Skateaway is back. Starting next Monday, September 8th. Listen weekdays from noon to 6 p.m. for the hourly keyword. Hear the keyword, text it in before the end of the hour, and you will gain an entry into the running for the ultimate Vegas hockey trip. On Monday, September 2nd, one lucky winner, chosen out of those entries, will score a pair of tickets to see Carolina play Vegas at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas on October 20th. Round-trip airfare for two and a 3-night stay at Park MGM Resort, MGM Resort and Casino, along with $400 in food credit. All of that goes to one lucky winner. The way to maximize your chances, listen starting on Monday, noon to 6 to 99.9 The Fan. Hear the keywords, text them in every hour. That's how you maximize your chances. So don't miss your shot at the ultimate hockey getaway. Brought to you by Park MGM Las Vegas, Atlantic Spas and Billiards Hot Tub and Sauna Expo, Buffalo Brothers, and Newcomb & Company. Now let's get into real bold predictions. This is where we make sure the bold predictions are bold, and if they're not bold enough, we make them bolder on the spot until they are bold enough. You'll catch on. Real, certified, authenticated bold predictions. I'll start with Panthers one. Tedero McMillan, first half touchdown for the Panthers. A rookie scoring a touchdown in his first half of football.
Yeah.
On the road.
Yeah.
On a passing offense, let's not pretend it's the greatest show on turf.
I mean, also going against, the 31st ranked offense or defense from last year in Jacksonville.
Do I have to go first quarter? Gosh, I'm not. It might be bold just to say the Panthers score a first quarter touchdown. I'm calling the player.
You could have said, a 25-yard plus touchdown TD, as opposed to a red zone jump ball.
Except I think it's going to be maybe not a red zone jump ball. I think it'll be in the red zone. It's contested. Yeah. If they have a 1st and 10 inside the 15, and on that drive Tedero McMillan does not get a target, I will be furious. Unless they score on the first play and it's a run or something. Tedero McMillan needs to be targeted in the red zone. Let's go to some college football. C.J. Bailey, quarterback NC State, runs for a touchdown against UVA. Okay. Runs for at least a 5-yard touchdown against UVA. We'll take the quarterback sneak out of it. 10 yards?
Yeah, 11-yard touchdown run the other night against East Carolina?
You're right, because he had a rushing 10-yard touchdown against ECU.
Yeah.
That means he's going to have one in every game for the rest of his career.
No. Can't be bold if I've seen it.
It's got to be something you've never seen before?
I mean, that's I've seen, but
All right, we'll go one rushing, 2 passing.
Again, he just did that.
And it was a really good game for him.
I know.
We'll go a rushing touchdown. I guess I'll just lengthen it. We'll go 1 rushing touchdown, 15 or more yards. I was going to say, he shook off a tackler. I think I think it's more likely that he scores a short rushing touchdown. But if he can get out in the open, make some things happen, he's a long strider. We'll go to UNC. UNC, Carolina Tar Heels, on the road at Charlotte, force at least 2 turnovers against Charlotte. There you go. Could I have gotten that with 1?
Yeah.
I oversold it.
I'm not going to lie. Part of me, as soon as you say UNC football, if you were going to tell me, they win, I would be like, I might hit the chime on that one.
The spread is shrinking quickly.
Yeah.
16.5. I think it got up to 17, and now it's down to 12.5.
That low already? People must be hammering the points.
I assume so. But I think it then came back up. Don't quote me on the lines are subject to change. Duke, Darian Mensah, 300-plus yards versus Illinois. Passing. I think it'll be a kind of need-to-score situation, and I don't trust the run game, so I think they'll turn it over to him early. We'll go to tonight's game. Chargers, Kansas City. Here's my low-key prediction on the way this game's going to go. Omarion Hampton catches 3 or more passes. I think he's going to be out there, and the checkdowns from Herbert are going to be aggressive. Spagnuolo is going to have him confused at times, and it's just as long as Hampton's in the game, I think the checkdowns will be there. 3 or more. I'm not saying he's going to go for like 50 yards on a bunch of catches, but 3 catches for like 15, 17 yards, something like that. Just get positive yards, make positive plays. Patrick Mahomes completes 3 or more passes of at least 30 yards. Many of my predictions for this NFL season hinge on the fact that the Chiefs are going to make it a point of emphasis to throw it downfield again after they did not last year. And I'm just hoping that it's very evident game 1 so I can relax and just know that I got that one right.
Hey, I think year 2, Xavier Worthy, you're going to see a couple more deep shots.
I think Xavier Worthy could be downfield. I think Hollywood Brown could be downfield.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Travis Kelce catches a seam or something, right? He's slimmed down.
Yeah, I feel like he has a bounce back year.
I don't know if he'll have volume, but I think he's going to make big plays.
Yeah.
Last one. Going to Sunday Night Football.
Okay.
Bills Ravens. Mark Andrews catches a touchdown. Mark Andrews catches a touchdown off play action. Lamar rolling to his right, inside the right pylon. That is unbelievably specific.
I know, but I feel like I've seen this multiple times.
From
their tight end? Yeah.
You saw it and he dropped it in a massive game against Buffalo in the postseason.
Yeah, I know.
Mark Andrews catches a touchdown, and Derrick Henry rushes for 100 yards. All right,
I'll take both.
I saw a stat that absolutely blew my mind about Derrick Henry. You ready for this?
Go on.
He's been in the NFL, 9 years?
Something like that, yeah.
He still needs 500 yards to reach his high school rushing total.
His high school rushing stats are stupid. They really are.
He's essentially rushing for 3,000 yards a season in high school. He's 9 years, and by the way, he has a 2,000-yard season. It's not like he's been, on the bench. He's an unbelievable NFL running back. He needs 500 more yards to reach his high school total.
Do yourself a favor. Go on YouTube, subscribe to 99.9 The Fan. Then after you do that, just type in Derrick Henry high school highlights and just watch what looks like 9-year-old kids bouncing off an adult.
Weird analogy here. I was listening to a podcast with Michael Bublé, the crooner, and somebody asked him when did you start singing seriously? And I guess at 14 is when he started performing in tiny venues. And they said, do you have any audio of that, any clips? And he goes, you're never going to believe this. He's like, it actually makes me feel like I haven't worked hard enough. I do have some audio of me at 14 years old singing. He goes, I sound the exact same. He's like, it is not like most singers where it's you want to hear how bad I was when I first started? He's like, I have gotten no better from when I was 14 years old. My mind immediately went to Derrick Henry. I'm like, Derrick Henry in high school looked like the exact same player that runs over NFL guys now. He was just going up against 15-year-olds, and it just looked the exact same. He's like, nah, it didn't improve at Alabama at all. I was that good when I was 14 years old, and I've just kind of stayed the same the rest. This is the only place in sports media where you will get a Derrick Henry to Michael Bublé comparison. I promise you. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Take that. And take this bit of news. Tim Donnelly here from Mainer Service Company. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical. They're the running game of your house. How about that? Right? They're the base. It may not be the flashiest, right? Maybe other things going on in your house, the TV, right? Maybe you have some awesome game room. That's the passing game. That's for the highlights, the things that keep the chains moving. The most important, heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, right? Without those, there are no highlights. Maynard Service Company, they're like your running game coordinator, right? They're making sure the chains keep moving. Your defense gets a rest. They're the foundation upon which everything is built. If you have an issue or you just want some maintenance done to your heating system, your cooling system, if there's something going on in your plumbing, you hear some dripping going on in the wall, and that scares you. Your electrical, right? You want to make sure it's safe. You go up in your attic and you see uncapped wires, whatever it is. Maynard Service Company can help you out. All you have to do is give them a call. 919-361-0993. They are locally owned, servicing the entire triangle 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The number, 919-361-0993. You can also visit them online, MaynardServices.com, MAYNOR Services.com. We have the starting five coming up next. A full weekend of football, everybody. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, it's Adam Golden. As the Carolina Hurricanes shoot for their 8th consecutive playoff appearance. That's right, 8 in a row. That's not the goal, I should remind you. The goal is being, as Rod Brindamore likes to say, the last team standing. What do they need? Who will get them there? You know where you can find the answers on every episode of the Canes Corner podcast, live on YouTube after games, and wherever you get your podcast. Rate, subscribe, like, share, tell your friends.
Genie log, day 15,824. The Powerball jackpot is over $1 billion now. I'll be stuck in this little lamp forever with nothing but all this stupid gold and rare gems. A gold-plated motorcycle? Sure does a lot of good when you live in a 10 by 10 magic lamp. Come find me. I'm at latitude 36.06.
Grant your own wishes. The Powerball jackpot is over $1 billion. Must be 18 to play. Approximate jackpot odds are 1 in 293 million. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu? Fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I order the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
Get your faves for less. Buy a sausage McMuffin with egg for $2.50. Add any size Sprite for $1.49. Price of participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. Must be physically located in North Carolina. T&Cs apply.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here for my good friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Folks, if you have struggled with your weight, something that I have done, especially as I've gotten into my late 30s, you definitely need to listen to this. I can say through Raleigh Weight Loss Center and their program, I've been doing it for about a month now, just over a month. I'm down nearly 30 pounds. That's right, 30 pounds down thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center. And that's just the start. The program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center is all about resetting and restarting your metabolism. No shots, no injections, so none of those side effects. We're not doing steroids, not doing HGH. It's just your body losing a half pound to a pound a day and doing it in a way where you can also maintain that goal weight as well. That's the thing. You want to maintain that goal weight, not just get there. You want to keep it there. My clothes fit better. I have more energy. I'm sleeping a lot better thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com or give them a call. 919-897-7506. 919-897-7506. Results may vary.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it.
That one back, that one going, gone!
Go to RitchieLaw.com.
That's RitchieLaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm WRAL meteorologist Mike Mays. We've got our next cold front on the way, bringing a weekend temperature transformation, going from 93 on Saturday to 76 the high on Sunday. Now, the low tonight is 71. We have storms in the forecast tomorrow evening, rain Sunday.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones down 220 points today to 45,400. Market update. This hour of the drive is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sports books, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Friday at 5 o'clock, everybody. Cheers to the weekend.
Let's go. We did it.
We made it. Week 1 NFL, Week 2 college football. Hopefully the weather's nice. But if you're sitting on your couch, the weather's always nice. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time for the starting five. Let's go ahead and jump in.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Man, that's terrible. Honestly, I feel like, I can't point no fingers at nobody else, you know what I'm saying? And I take full accountability and everything else that come with it because, as for me as a player, I pray for moments like that, you know what I'm saying, and the ball to come my way. And obviously for me to not come up with it, bro, it stings a little bit. But I will tell you, if you think I'm not coming back any times harder than this, you got another thing coming.
CeeDee Lamb taking accountability for dropping a bunch of passes that could have won the game for the Dallas Cowboys last night when the NFL opened up. Cowboys at Eagles. Eagles got a 24-20 victory. I'm just saying, if you went to our show yesterday and you go back to the live stream on our YouTube, subscribe while you're there, 99.9 The Fan, and you scroll back to when we made predictions for Cowboys-Eagles, I said I think the Eagles win. I think it'll be closer than most people think it will be. I think they could win by something like 5. They end up winning by 4. So maybe it's a good omen for my gambling coming up this NFL season. Or maybe it just goes to show how crazy the NFL can actually be. Because I definitely did not think it would be 24-20 when the first drives went touchdown, 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 field goal, touchdown, field goal. I probably thought it was more likely to be 45-40. It was a crazy game. It was entertaining. It had ups and downs, the good, the bad, the ugly. Michael Jordan was in attendance because Jalen Hurts is a Jordan brand athlete, and he was wearing special cleats. And then when Jalen Hurts scored, he did the Jordan shrug. And so Michael Jordan saw some winning football for the team he was rooting for this week. See what I did there? There it is. The NFL, though, is in full swing now, right? Starting tonight, Chiefs-Chargers in Brazil. That's the Omari and Hampton. I added an extra syllable to Hampton there.
And you can listen to that on The Fan, by the way.
You can listen to it right here, just like last night. There's a ton of play-by-play this weekend. Bring that up so you can just let everybody know.
I have it right here.
Go ahead.
So, obviously, tonight on The Fan, we have Chiefs versus Chargers down in Sao Paulo, 7:30 pregame, 8 o'clock kick. Tomorrow, here on The Fan, we have Iowa State. Then later on in the evening, 6 o'clock game, Campbell at East Carolina, so local matchup. On Buzz Sports Radio at noon tomorrow, 10:30 pregame, is Illinois at Duke. And then on Sunday, here on The Fan, we have Giants and Washington, so Giants Commanders, that's a 1 o'clock kick. And then also the 4:25 kick, we have Detroit Green Bay. Then here on The Fan, we also have Buffalo at home against Baltimore on Sunday night. And then also on Monday at 1 o'clock kickoff over on our good friends over at Mix 101.5, our sister station, we have Panthers. Noon coverage over there at Mix 101.5 if you want to listen to the Panthers on Sunday as well. We got it all for you folks.
Got it all. Marion Hampton debut tonight. Other NFL news, seemingly randomly, yesterday, Christian McCaffrey popped up on the injury report for the Niners.
Shocked.
Calf.
Shocked.
Which is eyeball emojis.
Stinks.
Eyeball emojis for Niners fans. Now, I usually say it about hamstrings that hammies go quiet, they don't go away. That might be triply true for calf injuries. They go quiet for a while, but they're never gone. They're always lurking. All right, that's number 5. Let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, all together.
Duke taking on number 11 Illinois this weekend. Bring up the clip about if it's a statement opportunity game from old. I don't want to call him old. From Manny Diaz, the head coach of Duke. He was asked about the opportunity Duke has playing against one of the top 15 teams in the country to make a statement. Here's what the coach said.
I don't think about it in terms of showcase and exposure. What I think about us is just a continuing step for a program of evolving, and we want to be a showcase game because Duke is there. You know what I mean? That we make it a big game just by our buses pulling up to the stadium, and then I'm just curious to watch. The most important thing is just, do we play within character, right? Or do we make it? If you try to play like it's a big game, people generally play out of character. They do things they don't normally do. I just want to see us be us and trust that our us is enough. And that's a challenge. You don't really know that until game day. But I think that's kind of the exciting thing as you grow a program, is believing that you're good enough.
Yes, it's a statement game opportunity for Duke. Yes. And it's one they have to take advantage of. They're playing a Big Ten team ranked in the top 15 in the country. If you want national respect, if you want what Manny Diaz just was talking about, if you want future games to be big games because Duke football is playing in them, you have to win games like this to make it true. Not to mention the fact that it's a quieter week of college football. There's not Texas, Ohio State. There's not Clemson, LSU, right? There's not these other headlining games. So noon, you're on ESPN. You're playing a top 15 team from the Big Ten. It's a statement opportunity. It's a statement opportunity on multiple fronts. It's a statement opportunity for Duke. It's a statement opportunity for Darian Mensah. If you want to get in the mix for some awards, if you want to get in the mix for NFL futures, if you want to, this is a game where if you make plays, people will remember it. And I hate to tell you, but when you're at Syracuse September 27th, it's not the same level of opportunity. When you're at Cal October 4th, it's not the same level of opportunity. The thing that I find myself saying it a million billion times in this part of the year, the committees that rank, the polls, the coaches poll, the college football playoff ranking committee that comes out later, they're humans, right? As much if they were just computers and it was just numbers, then yes, who cares? You just got to go out there, win games, you got to put up impressive scores and all that. That's BCS times. But because there are humans, narratives matter. When you play the team from the other conference that's ranked highly and you win with style, it matters. Coaches, this is my experience coaching. Dennis, you coach. Maybe you can let me in. I've never been a high-level coach. Not highest I go is 4-year-old soccer.
Hey, gotta start somewhere.
Every coach, when you're playing I would say a bad team or an overmatched team, every game's the same. Right? Nameless, faceless opponent. We treat but when you're playing like a huge rival or a ranked team, everybody's hyping them up. You got to go shut them up. You got to. And I'm like, wait a second. Last week when we were playing the 2-7 team, it didn't matter who the opponent was. Now we're playing the 8-1 team the next week. And all of a sudden it's all about them and all this other stuff. Yeah, when you're playing Elon, sell me it's all about Duke. When you're playing number 11 Illinois and it's on national television, it's not a big week of headlining games, this is treated as a bigger game, right? I have to imagine coaches understand the irony there. What number is that, 4?
Sounds right.
Let's hit 3.
What?
The Carolina Tar Heels are hitting the road, but staying in state, taking on Charlotte this weekend. Talking about kind of the differences between week 1 in college football and week 2 in college football. A lot of teams are kind of following whether intentional or not, a similar path to UNC, which is they scheduled aggressively in week 1, non-conference, and then softer maybe weeks 2 and 3. So it's almost like they put a lot of pressure on themselves to find the leaks in week 1 and then gave themselves the appropriate amount of time to fix them against, hopefully, at least when you scheduled them, you assumed overmatched opponents. So you see something like Texas plays Ohio State. You find the flaws, right? Okay, Arch Manning struggled with this. Okay, the defense struggled with that. Now week 2, they're playing San Jose State, right? All right, let's go fix it. Let's go out there and do the things we need to do to fix it. Florida State played Alabama. Played very well, but also probably found some things on tape they need to fix. This weekend, East Texas A&M. Opportunity to go fix it. North Carolina played TCU. They probably ran out of ink in one pen, had to go get another, started writing again, all the things they need to fix. But they catch a team like Charlotte that just got beat handily by App State. And you'd have to think Carolina's going in with a laundry list of things to fix and an opponent that, if they handle their business, should give them almost a, once you put a little space between you and Charlotte, you should be able to start working on some things. Right, all right, starters, we're up 3 scores in the second half. I don't know if they will. The spread's not anywhere near that. But we're up 3 scores in the second half. We're going to put you out there for 2 more series. If you handle your business, if you do X, Y, and Z, we'll call it a day, put the backups in. But you got to have that time to fix it. And that's kind of the vibe for a bunch of teams, right? I mean, Ohio State's playing Grambling. Their offense needs to do better than they did against Texas. So they're going to work on it against Grambling. Clemson's playing Troy. Same thing. North Carolina's following that same path of big game, high pressure, learned a lot about yourself. Now you have Group of 5 followed up by Richmond next week. That's obviously an FCS team. And a lot of work to do. We talked about it earlier. There's a lot of distractions around that program. Meaning Carolina, there's a lot of other things going on. You're going to see how well they can do it compartmentalizing, about blocking things out and focusing on what's important now and going to win. That's a tall task for a team that has been in a circus of attention over the last 6 months. I'll say this. If it is close in the fourth quarter, or gosh forbid if they lose the game, I would be very worried about things tumbling over. I'd be very worried about losing control, the season getting away from you. And it doesn't have to be a loss. If it is a loss, absolutely. But even if it's a legitimate scare in the fourth quarter, I think I'd be very worried about things going upside down.
Yeah, it can't be a struggle and a strain.
Yeah.
It just can't. Not just Charlotte.
Not after what Charlotte put on the field last week.
Exactly.
That's number 3. Let's hit number 2.
By the way, real quick, do you know, obviously, Connor Harrell, former UNC quarterback, the starting quarterback for Charlotte? You know who the backup is?
I don't.
It's Grayson Loftus, former Duke quarterback.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That is. As the transfer portal turns.
Yeah, no,
we
for
need
real.
We need to script a daytime soap about college football.
I mean, I have the sounder for it. As the portal turns.
As the portal turns, fired up.
Hold on, I gotta give you a second.
All right. Well, you said, yeah. I love that. This will give me time to. All right. I got some things working. As the transfer portal turns.
Sorry, I was like close out this one thing.
Oh, you're fine. Hopefully, this is worth the wait.
It will be. Nope, never mind. Actually,
it's gone.
It is might be in a.
I had a whole thing. There was going to be, the Carolina Tar Heels with their new coach goes to see their ex-quarterback.
Wait!
On the
There it
latest
is.
episode of As the Portal Turns.
This week on As the Portal Turns, the Tar Heels venture all the way to Charlotte, where their old quarterback is shacking up with a new team. Not to mention, their old rival, Grayson Loftus, lurks in the shadows. NC State's been watching film of UVA's defense up against their old quarterback. MJ Morris. Coached by their other old quarterback, Grayson McCall, getting my Graysons confused. Coached by their other coach, Tim Beck. As the portal turns, tune in later this year for Duke taking Tulane's quarterback back to Tulane. As the portal turns, the love triangles exist. All right, stop it. I need to do more prep for it, but there's a lot of like used to date this person, now with that person, used to date that one, now they're together, and that's awkward because their exes are also dating. As the portal turns. That's number 3. Let's hit number 2.
Just the two of us. Snap back to Bailey. Turns and gives to Smothers. Plunges behind his blocker. Leans in off left side. Touchdown. 2-yard Hollywood Smothers plunge.
NC State versus Virginia. Dave Doran talked about how the team wasn't happy with how they finished week 1 against East Carolina.
Time of possession, first quarter was 12-3. We were taking care of the possession time. We were moving the football. Everything you wanted was right there, and then we give up the big play on the substitution. We have an interception and a 2-minute drill where we were going down to score again. And so just some implosion there on our part. And like I said, that's winning a one-possession game with things that you can do better is an awesome week for a coach because they're locked in now. I mean, these guys want to play better than they did. They're pissed they didn't, blow them out when they had a chance to blow them out, and they want to get better.
There's a saying, talk is cheap. And that actually feels like a saying that Dave Doran would use, right? Like, talk is cheap. You got to be about it. You got to be about it. If something keeps popping up in your program, I start to be numbed to the talk of fixing it until you just go out there and do it. I need to see NC State have the opportunity to end it early and take advantage of it and do it. And see the will to compete drain from their opponent's eyes before I start thinking that they're actually going to fix it. Because the lesson should have been learned, right? Actually, this is what should have happened in week 1. And I'll even give you State. I'll give State a pass to take your foot off the gas once, okay? You're up 17-0. All right, well, I think it might have been 17-7 at this point. When C.J. Bailey threw the interception 2 minutes before half, or 30 seconds before half, whatever it was. That right there should have been right? Because then they drove down the field and it became a little dicey, and you really shouldn't have given them the ball back. But it's like, you know what? If they would have scored there, this would be a one-score game at half. Right then at halftime, you snap out of it, you yell at each other, somebody gives an emotional speech, you learn your lesson, you come out in the second half, full steam ahead, you end it, but it didn't happen. Right? If you have the scare and nothing changes, then I'm not going to believe that you're going to change it next time, right? Until I see it. So, State, if they get a lead on UVA, I will be anxiously awaiting their knockout punch. But until I see it, I'm not going to expect it. And by the way, UVA is a better opponent than, their power conference at least. Chandler Morris is a talented quarterback, a little bit of a journeyman, but had a good first week against Coastal. They lit up Coastal. UVA did end it early against Coastal Carolina. That's number 2. Let's hit number 1.
Have to just keep taking it day by day, right? Really, and we got him out there to do some stuff, and just just how short of a window we had. We really just like every day he takes leaps. Every day he does a little bit more, and it's just like we got to just kind of go all the way. He's doubtful right now. We just got to take it all the way to the game.
So the Carolina Panthers play the Jacksonville Jaguars to open their season. You just heard Dave Canales there talking about starting left tackle Ike Ekwonu. Coaches will tell you, in the world of football, you have to control what you can control. You can't control. Like, it wasn't some lack of preparation or showing up out of shape. It wasn't something like that led to it, so you can't really control it. Ike Ekwonu had an emergency appendectomy during the latter parts of training camp, or actually kind of after preseason ended, right? It was kind of into game prep. He's been listed as doubtful to play on Sunday. That's less than ideal. Going into a high-stakes game one, your opening statement, your trend and tone setter for the season, and you got a quarterback in a real make-or-break season, and the first thing he's going to do is face a team with some talent at edge rusher, right? Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker for Jacksonville, they're physically gifted individuals, and you're not going to have your starting left tackle. Probably, I would assume Yosh Nijman, although they're not really naming who's going to be starting left tackle. Brady Christensen in the mix as well. I would assume Yosh Nijman will at least get the first chance at it. But that's not ideal. That's football, right? That's controlling what you can control. You got to go out there and have success anyway. I would legitimately have a conversation with Bryce Young about his internal alarm clock. Has to speed up. If you're sitting in the pocket and you think you have all day, you better have eyes in the back of your head, because your blind side is not being protected by the guy who you drafted highly to protect your blind side. That's just what you got to deal with. I would also tell Dave Canales, whoever's making the decisions on what play to call, maybe not under center 7-step drops. You know what I mean? Let's get some quick game firing out there. Let's get Bryce Young on the move. Let's get him rolling out of the pocket. A little play action. Like, there are ways to mitigate a specific worry on the offensive line, especially if you still have a lot of faith in the other four, which I think they should. It looks like Damian Lewis and Robert Hunter are going to be good to go at the guards. Taylor Moton's as steady Eddie as they come at right tackle, and Austin Corbett, who won the battle for the center position early in training camp. If those four guys are trusted, there are ways you can lean on them to not have to worry about Yosh Nijman as much, assuming he's the left tackle.
Canales did say today that Nijman and Christensen have been rotating and working in that spot. Well, Christensen can play that.
I just think physically, Christensen's, by the way, a very good player, and he can play all across the offensive line. It's a really valuable backup to have, somebody that can, no matter, if you have one of those catastrophic days where 3 guards get hurt, he can play guard. If he can play tackle, he can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, remember last year when Corbett went out with the injury, he played at center, and then when Icky got hurt, they put Mays at center so he can go to left tackle. And that was a game, if I remember correctly, it was against the Giants. And he actually played well against the Giants, which had Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns. And he held up well. But then Cade Mays ended up playing so good at center. They're like, well, actually, let's keep Cade Mays at center. It's like, well, wait a second. I filled it and started here just fine. Then I started over there and did just fine. Now you're going to put me on. Anyway.
He's a really good backup to have.
He really is.
I think Yosh Nijman's physical skill set leans more towards blind side protector. So I think he gets the first shot. But they are not naming a starter. All of that to say this. Offense has to perform anyway. You can't have a clunker to start the year. You need to get off to I wouldn't even say you don't got to throw 100 miles an hour, but give me 92, right? Just don't be a knuckleballer, right? Don't roll it up there. Don't dart one. I need to see some cheddar cheese, some high stinky cheddar from the offense. They got to bring the heat. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We still have to make our picks coming up later, so we'll save our score predictions for Panthers-Jags for later on in the show. So stick around for that. In the meantime, Dennis Cox has something he'd like to tell you.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Law Tigers. An easy prediction this weekend. I'll be riding around on my motorcycle for sure, especially when the weather drops, gets nice and cool on Sunday. We're looking at temperatures in the 70s. I'm going to be hitting the road with my motorcycle in the morning before kickoffs go on Sunday. But I also know that out there are going to be a lot other motorcycle riders. And that's actually something as a driver down the road, even when I'm driving my car around, I got to make sure that I'm keeping my eyes out for motorcyclists out there on the road. And as a motorcycle rider, do everything you possibly can to make yourself visible to vehicles out there on the road. Make sure you're riding in proper lane positioning. Make sure you're have your not only just your headlight on, but in the daytime, actually ride with your high beam on as a motorcycle rider. Make yourself as visible as possible Also, make sure you wear the right protective gear as well. And if it's got some reflectiveness to it, make sure you have that as well. But if you're injured in a motorcycle accident, contact 1-800-LAW-TIGERS even before you get in touch with your insurance company, because insurance companies, let's be honest, they want to pay you the least amount possible. Law Tigers, they're part of the motorcycle riding community. Therefore, they know what your bike and gear are worth and what you're going through after an accident. They are there to fight for you. Your case evaluation with Law Tigers, it's always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. So call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, needs numbers game contestants. Last chance to win Billy Currington with Kip Moore tickets as they come to Red Hat Amphitheater on September 13th. If you want to win the tickets, you have to play the numbers game. We need 2 contestants. Call in now, 919-860-5326. 919-860-5326. Numbers game next.
We've got NFL tonight on 99.9 The Fan. Presented by Wake Med.
Showtime, prime time.
Your primetime matchup is an AFC battle. Kansas City and the LA Chargers.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Pregame starts at 7:30. Kickoff at 8:15.
This is football. Welcome to the big leagues.
On the Triangle's home for the NFL, 99.9 The Fan.
Take it to them tonight.
At Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate, they're not just about buying and selling homes. They strengthen local communities. To date, Howard Hanna Allen Tate has contributed more than $27 million to public education, children's health care, and dozens of other initiatives that improve the quality of life in the neighborhoods where their agents live, work, and play. Because strong communities create lasting value for everyone. If you're looking for a real estate company that believes in meaningful impact, visit howardhannatate.com and let them show you how they're built differently.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Ugh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $78 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.76 to 4.98. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, and here we are headed to our first NFL Sunday, and FanDuel wants to boost your bets even more. And right now, all customers can double their winnings with a 100% profit boost, 2 times the payout. Here's some thoughts for you. Giants are going to win in Washington in the opener, plus 225 already. Panthers, I think, will win in Jacksonville. The Jets are going to upset the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers' return. And how about the Saints at home to the Cardinals? All of those will happen. FanDuel.com/Adam Gold. Let's have some fun. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It happens every so often, but we had a couple of lines just open up. 919-860-5326. So if you were calling in, didn't get through, call in again. And if you weren't calling in, but you just realized you might have a chance to win some Billy Currington with Kip Moore tickets on September 13th, call in right now. 919-860-5326. We promise we don't bite. 919-860-5326. If you want to play the numbers game and potentially win some tickets. In the meantime, hockey fans, I have some good news. Get on ready because the Sin City Skateaway is back starting next Monday, September 8th. Listen, weekdays. That's starting on Monday, so all weekdays, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, from noon to 6 p.m. here on 99.9 The Fan for the hourly keyword Text it in, and you're in the running for the Ultimate Vegas Hockey Trip. Now, you may say, what's the Ultimate Vegas Hockey Trip? Well, on Monday, September 22nd, one lucky winner will win a pair of tickets to see Carolina play Vegas at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas on October 20th. You'll also win round-trip airfare for 2. You'll also win a 3-night stay at Park MGM Resort and Casino. You'll also win a $400 food credit. That's the Ultimate Vegas Hockey Trip. I mean, how could you get more ultimate than that? So don't miss your shot, okay? The way you need to maximize your chances. This is not one of the – we do a bunch of different contests. Some of them, you text in once, you get your entry. That's the most you can do. For this one, every hour from noon to 6, weekdays starting on Monday, you have a new chance to get an entry into this contest. So in the noon hour, listening to the Adam Gold Show on 99.9 The Fan, if you hear a keyword, text it in before the end of that hour, that's one entry. You do the same thing the next hour, the same thing the next hour, the same thing the next hour. You can get 6 entries each day. There's no excuse not to maximize your chances. Basically what I'm telling you. So all of that is happening starting on Monday. Don't miss your shot at the Ultimate Hockey Getaway, brought to you by Park MGM Las Vegas, Atlantic Spas and Billiards Hot Tub and Sauna Expo, Buffalo Brothers, and Newcomb & Company. Now we will get to the numbers game. As promised, we have Hunter in Raleigh and Joe in Durham on the line, and they will battle it out with jersey numbers and their excitement. Those are their tools that they'll battle it out. One of them will win the Billy Currington and Kip Moore tickets. Hunter in Raleigh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Our question to see who goes first, this is just to see who goes first, Dennis will pick his favorite answer, is what are you most looking forward to this weekend, since it's a Friday, but because we're a sports show, make sure your answer is somehow related to sports.
Looking forward to seeing the Panthers get a win on Sunday.
Looking forward to seeing the Panthers get a win on Sunday. I like the confidence and nonchalance with which you said that. Hunter, stay on the line. Well, go ahead.
I was also going to say, too, I wanted to say this because I was listening earlier, but if any of the Panthers coaching staff or anybody's listening, please start Christensen over Josh at left tackle. That's the smart move to go with.
All right. We'll pass it along to whoever we can pass it along to.
We'll contact our people.
Yeah. They do listen because they use our clips and stuff in their I don't think coaches necessarily, but somebody in their media department or front office is listening. That was Hunter and Raleigh. Let's go to Joe in Durham. Joe, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, same question to you. What are you most looking forward to about this weekend? But because we're a sports show, keep it sports related.
Of course. I'm a Ravens fan, so hoping to get a little revenge Sunday night against Bills. I'm looking forward to.
Say that again. I couldn't quite hear you.
Oh, you good? I was just saying I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, and I was looking forward to getting some revenge against the Bills.
All right. That was completely different than what I thought I heard the first time. I thought he said trying to get some revenge against the Heels, so I thought he was a Charlotte fan. Turns out he's a Ravens fan, wanted some revenge against the Bills. So there you go. The Ravens getting some revenge against the Bills, or the Carolina Panthers getting a win at Jacksonville, and hopefully Brady Christensen starting. Those are your options.
Baltimore Ravens aren't going to get very far with me in that regard.
Steelers fan.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't think about that.
But I'm going to keep it local. Go for the Carolina Panthers here. So I'm going to go Hunter and Raleigh with this one to go first.
All right, Hunter and Raleigh gets to go first. Joe and Durham, you'll have your chance. Just have to stay on hold for a minute. Hunter, are you ready to pick a category?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
All right, the categories are NFL got the Willies or Williams or Bill, all players whose first name are William, Willie, Will, Bill, something along those lines. NFL players, the great Chase. They are all players with Chase in their name somewhere. NBA players with weird nicknames, or NHL players, hurricanes throughout history.
I'll do the William.
All right. NFL got the Willies. All players with Will, William, Bill, Willie, Billy, somewhere in their names. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. One pass if you need it. Any questions before we get started?
No.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Willie Parker, Pittsburgh Steelers.
53.
Incorrect. Bill Romanowski, Denver Broncos.
15.
Incorrect. Willie Parker, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
William Perry, Chicago Bears.
54.
Incorrect. Bill Romanowski, Denver Broncos.
62.
Incorrect. Willie Parker, Pittsburgh Steelers.
12.
Incorrect. William Perry, Chicago Bears.
5.
Incorrect. Would it have done better if I said William the Refrigerator Perry?
Probably not as much. I was trying to think of what position he plays.
Okay. 72 we were looking for the fridge. Bill Romanowski, ironically, Romanowski on a list after we have a player spit on somebody in an NFL game. He got caught with J.J. Stokes, right, the Niners. Either way, Romanowski 53 with the Broncos and Willie Parker 39. He is a Clinton, North Carolina native, by the way.
Played at North Carolina.
That's true. That too. Unfortunately, you didn't get any. But by way of going first, you are still in the running because ties go to whoever goes first. And that means Joe in Durham is up next. Joe, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. The categories remaining for you to choose from are NFL, The Great Chase, all players. Can you turn down your radio? We're getting echoes. There you go. All players with Chase somewhere in their name. NBA players with weird nicknames or NHL Hurricanes throughout history.
I'm going to go with the ball players with the name Chase.
Okay. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. One pass if you need it. You do need at least one for the win. Do you have any questions before we get started?
No.
All right. Our connection's a little shaky, so if I say that again, don't take time going what, or just say it again because I don't want to waste any of your time if I can't hear you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn.
Okay.
Jamar Chase, Cincinnati Bengals.
1.
Correct. Chase Claypool, Pittsburgh Steelers.
11.
Correct. Chase Young, New Orleans Saints.
92.
Incorrect. Chase Brown, Cincinnati Bengals.
30.
Correct. Chase Blackburn, Carolina Panthers.
54.
Incorrect. Chase Young, New Orleans Saints.
90.
Incorrect. Chase Blackburn, Carolina Panthers. Though that Chase Blackburn would have been a good one. I would have been impressed if you got that. But you got plenty for the win. Congratulations. You got 3. The numbers we were looking for those of you playing at home that he did not get, Chase Young with the Saints, 99, and Chase Blackburn with the Panthers, 93. But 3, like I said, it is plenty for the win. So congratulations, Joe. You got the Billy Currington tickets.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Billy Currington, Kip Moore, September 13th at Red Hat Amphitheater. Stay on the line, and Dennis will grab the info he needs to make sure you get your prize. There you go. Well played. Well played there. Good round to end out the week. We had a really good week in numbers game, by the way. Couple perfect scores, a lot of solid play. Proud of everybody. Now, though, I got something else for you. Tim Donnelly here for DraftKings Sportsbook. It's game 1. Game on. Week 1. Every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just football. It's first touchdown fireworks. It's anytime touchdown rushes. It's live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. Think about it. New customers, there's a special deal coming for you, but if you're looking for that touchdown pick and you're looking at tonight's game in Brazil, you could go right down the middle. You could just take maybe a parlay for the 2 running backs, Isaiah Pacheco and Omarion Hampton. That's plus 160, plus 150. Put them together. If both teams can get the running game going, you'll get a nice little payout. It's just one of the many, many options that you can check out on DraftKings Sportsbook. Lines and odds are subject to change. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD. That's code TIMD to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer. There's only one thing left to do, everybody. We're not sending you off into the weekend until we end it the right way by making some picks. That's next right here on The Drive. Pack Therapy is in session, thanks to First Horizon Bank. It's Tim Donnelly from 99.9 The Fan, alongside legendary Wolfpack play caller Mike Glennon.
Every episode of Pack Therapy is your chance to get dialed in with inside information on your team.
We'll set you up for every Wolfpack game all season long.
And we'll break down every contest, what went right and what could have worked better.
Plus, special guests to keep Wolfpack hope alive.
Follow and subscribe to Pack Therapy wherever you discover your favorite podcasts, and watch every episode on YouTube.
Sports can be unpredictable. Your elevator shouldn't be. That's why you need Metro Elevator, Raleigh's hometown team for expert commercial elevator service. Locally owned and operated, we specialize in keeping your building moving with top-tier repair, maintenance, modernization, and installation. Our highly trained technicians deliver fast, responsive service to ensure your elevators run smoothly. No surprises, just results. Trust Raleigh's own Metro Elevator to keep you moving. Learn more at metro-elevator.com/Raleigh.
It's bow time. Fumbling the food on game day? Rookie move. But you know Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Cause the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real southern flavor, fluffy scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you can say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's Bo time.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's Bo time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's Bo time.
Heineken Silver, world-class light beer with only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. Why world-class? Because it has a crisp and superior taste. That's world-class. It has only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. That's very world-class. So, if I'm seen drinking it by association, am I world-class? Oh yeah, Heineken Silver, world-class light beer with only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The way this time of year works, right before the games really get started, there's a lot of predicting going on, a lot of justifications, a lot of reasons why. But every Friday we make picks and we try to justify why, and we see how right we are or wrong we are, do our best to bring some facts for you. And we're going to do that for the Panthers this weekend and whatever else Dennis wants us to, because it's time to make our picks.
Speaking of the Panthers this weekend here real quick, Panthers watch parties are back, folks, at Carolina Ale House. This Sunday, come to the Carolina Ale House in North Raleigh. It's right there on Falls of Neuse. I will be there. I will be there before the 1 o'clock kickoffs. That's right. Join Carolina Ale House for football all season long. There are way too many games on way too many streaming platforms this upcoming season, but Carolina Ale House is showing every game this season. If you're curious if Carolina Ale House is showing your favorite team, simply call the restaurant or ask a manager, and they got dozens of TVs there. I'm sure they can spare a television for you. Come try their Buffalo Zinger mac and cheese, or maybe their black and blue pub chips. They got a lot of different specials going on this fall for you at Carolina Ale House. Again, I will be there at Carolina Ale House, the one on North Raleigh, Falls of Neuse. I will be there, be giving away appetizers, be giving away some different prizes. So I'll see you there for kickoff, 1 o'clock kickoffs this Sunday at Carolina Ale House. Ale yeah.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It's time to make some picks. Dennis, what are we going to start with?
You know what? I'm thinking let's go ahead and start with the game that we have right here on 99.9 The Fan tonight. Let's go ahead and get started. We have the Chiefs and the Chargers tonight right here on 99.9 The Fan.
I think it's a good game. I think the Chiefs win.
Yeah, I think so too.
I was talking with Adam Gold here during the switchover. He pointed out, I think there's like of the however many games, all but 3 this week for the NFL, the spread is within like four points. Like they're all expected to kind of be super competitive, and I just think that's where Kansas City comes in. Like that's where Patrick Mahomes is so magical, right? Whether you play well or not, if it's a one-score game at the end of the game, I think Mahomes is better at coming out a winner than anyone in the game. So I could see it being that again tonight, right? Chargers are a good team. Chiefs are a good team. I think it'll come down to a possession or two, and I think Mahomes will have enough to get the win.
All right, let's go to another game actually here in the Triangle. You can listen to this game tomorrow, noon kickoff, Buzz Sports Radio, number 11, Illinois at Duke in Durham. Illinois 2.5-point favorites on the road in Durham.
I was looking earlier, the matchup predictor on ESPN, it's like 49.8% for actually I think Illinois, and Duke is the favorite at like 50.2.
It's coin flip.
Pretty darn coin flip. Like that's a very complicated way to say ESPN doesn't know.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
I'm going Duke. I'm until I see otherwise. I'm going to kind of drive some campaigns for Darian Mensah. I was really impressed with his performance against Elon, even as Duke left some things to be desired, especially early in that game. If he continues putting the ball in the ball placement that he did in the passing game, that tracks against everybody. Like, it doesn't matter if you're playing Elon or the New York Jets. If your wide receivers don't have to break stride at all to catch a ball, that's really gonna work. So give me Duke by 3.
Okay. Another game, noon kickoff here in the Triangle. This one you can listen to on our sister station, Mix 101.5. It's NC State at home against Virginia. State 2.5-point favorites in this one.
Feel free to jump in and give your take on any of these as well, Dennis. I think I'm State wins. I'm not expecting particularly flashy brands of football. I think UVA is a program that's trying to turn a new leaf. They brought in Chandler Morris. They're trying to get a little bit more, like, I don't know, not West Coasty, like Texas football-y. Like they're trying to get more aired out. They're trying to do some different things. And I think there'll be growing pains. But also, State's secondary, that's kind of the weak point of their defense, at least after watching week 1 against ECU. So State's offense is going to have to keep up. Again, I think it could be in the, 35-32 range. A little high scoring, a little big plays, but also sloppy defense on both sides at times as well. So it's not the prettiest shootout, but a little bit of a shootout. I think State wins.
31-23, NC State wins this one.
23, I think, would be a very good deal for their defense.
Yeah, 31-23, which, by the way, the over-under is at 53.5. That would be just over at 54.
I'd take the over.
Yeah, I probably would take the over in this one as well.
I don't like to pretend that I will not be betting that, but if I had to, I would take the over. Sometimes I worry that I just say, I would take the over, and people are like, I'll jump on that with you. And then if it's a loser, I'm like, oh, I didn't bet it, and I feel bad. So I'm not actually betting it. If I had to, I would take the over.
Real quick, let's go to North Carolina on the road at UNC Charlotte. 7 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night. UNC on the road, 13.5-point favorites at old Jerry Richardson Stadium. The over-under total in this one, 49.5. I have zero expectations for this game. I have no idea.
If I were the coach, or if Bill Belichick called me up and asked for advice, because that'll happen, I would say simplify. Boil your playbook down, especially on defense, to whatever you do best, and just let them go play football a little bit. I don't want them thinking enough.
I don't think they know what they do best.
I'm just saying, pick cover 2. Pick basics and let them go play football, because it looked like their brains were working on overdrive and their feet were on slow motion. Just simplify. And if you do that, I think they win. I think they can cover. So give me UNC to win and cover. But they really got to change the way they handle things.
Yeah, UNC's got to win, but also win clean, if that makes sense as well. Real quick, 20 seconds here on this one, because I just think it's a fun game. Baylor SMU, it's a noon kickoff. The over-under on this one, 63.5 points. SMU favored at home by 2.5.
Do we know what Baylor did in week 1?
They won.
I know that. Hold on. I can.
They beat East Texas A&M 42-13.
So we know nothing.
Yeah, we know nothing.
ACC, go ACC.
Let's
SMU
go.
wins by 100. I know very little about Baylor this year.
Baylor lost to Auburn 38-24 in week 1.
Baylor lost to Auburn 34-28?
38-24.
38-24. Flipped them. I know. I didn't watch the game. I did not. I don't know much about Baylor. SMU wins by 100.
Okay, let's go to some NFL matchups here real quick. Should be a fun one actually coming up here on talk about the 1 o'clock kickoffs. We have ourselves
Baylor's quarterback threw for 419 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions against Auburn, and lost.
Yeah, they lost.
Wow.
Actually, 4:25 kickoff here on Sunday. NFL Lions-Packers. You can listen to this one on 99.9 The Fan. Game in Green Bay. Green Bay at home. 1.5-point favorites at Lambeau.
I'm high on the Packers.
Yeah, me too.
Jordan Love has not been practicing much. He's got the thumb thing going on. Give me the Lions to win this game, although I still think the Packers are set up for long success this season. Just because of the way their preseason has gone, I think they lose this one.
All right, Sunday night football game. Ravens at Bills. Baltimore on the road. 1.5-point favorites in Buffalo.
Again, I'm high on the Ravens, but I love a home dog.
Mm-hmm.
I love a home underdog. Give me Josh Allen to have a big game and the Bills to win.
All right, real quick. Jets at home taking on the Steelers. Pittsburgh on the road, 2.5-point favorites.
You're the Steelers fan. You take this one.
Oh, God. Over-under total on this one, 37.5 points. I might take the under on this one. It might be 17-16 Steelers final score. Dead ass.
I hope Garrett Wilson has a awesome season reuniting with his college quarterback Justin Fields. Seems like vibes are higher than Jets. I'll take the Jets by 2.
Okay, that's fair. All right, let's go local here. 1 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. The Carolina Panthers on the road taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags 3.5-point favorites at home. Over under 46.5.
I have the over.
Okay.
Panthers 27. Jags 26.
Oh.
Jags go for 2. So basically, Bryce Young has the drive where they take the lead, and then they have to turn it over to the defense, and the defense gives up a touchdown in 2 seconds.
Of course.
But they bow their neck on the 2-point conversion because the Jags were going for the win, and they win 27-26.
Okay, I actually have 28-24 Jags in this one.
That's probably the smarter deal, but
Jags cover barely.
Go Panthers!
Hey, I'm rooting for the Panthers. Don't get me wrong.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we wrap up and send you to Overdrive, Dennis has something he'd like to tell you.
Hey, speaking of over-unders here, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. My over-under on my previous weight, take the under right now. Stepped on the scale this morning, down 30 pounds. Thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center and their program. Down 30 pounds. Again, that's all thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center. And the best thing about their program, I've been doing this program for about 5 weeks now, just over a month. And the best part about their program is you're not doing any injections, so no shots, so none of the side effects or anything that comes along with that. You're also not doing steroids or anything along those lines. No HGH. It's just your body resetting and restarting its metabolism so your body can do the natural thing, which is burn off the fat that you have in your body. And not only do you want to reach your goal weight, reach that target weight, but also maintain that weight as well. And that is the goal with Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Not just get you to the target weight, but help you maintain it as well. So that way you can keep that long term as opposed to just lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, and just go through that frustrating process. This is all about getting to the goal weight and maintaining it as well. But also there's other health benefits. I mean, my clothes simply fit a lot better. I'm sleeping better. My resting heart rate's all better thanks to the weight that I've lost at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Give them a call, 919-897-7506, or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. It's a free consultation. Don't wait, folks. Visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com or give them a call, 919-897-7506. Results may vary.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, coming to a close. Overdrive will dive into both the NC State and Carolina games of this weekend, so stick around for that. On Monday, we're going to have real football to react to. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the games. Have fun with it. And we'll see you on Monday. Subscribe to our YouTube as well. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Move Move your sports day forward.
Currently built around unicorns like Shohei and studs like Aaron Judge, baseball getting a late-season jolt with Seattle catcher Cal Raleigh. The Carolina native now being talked about in the same breath as Mickey Mantle for a 50-home run season. It also helps his nickname's the Big Dumper. It also helps he looks like the ringer you'd play with in beer league.
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $300 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spread, totals, player props.
$300 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina. TNC supply in-app only.
Genie log, day 15,824. The Powerball jackpot is over $1 billion now. I'll be stuck in this little lamp forever with nothing but all this stupid gold and rare gems. A gold-plated motorcycle? Sure does a lot of good when you live in a 10 by 10 magic lamp. Come find me. I'm at latitude 36.06.
Grant your own wishes. The Powerball jackpot is over $1 billion. Must be 18 to play. Approximate jackpot odds are 1 in 293 million. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader. 6 o'clock. Time to shift into overdrive.